but I can tell you right now, I'll say it, right? Hey, Aidan, give us fucking McDonough and we'll go easy on you.
I'll call this. Seriously? I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. I will fuck you up.
𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 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 Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧.
My name is Aidan Kearney, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
So we've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You need to not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wild, and you must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good? Good. Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. You could call me Clarence Woods Emerson. That's my Facebook account name. Follow me on there. You can also call me Uncle Turtleboy. Old school turtle riders have been known to do that. You can call me, I don't know, what else can you call me? Oh, doctor. I prefer doctor, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. It's my pronoun of choice. Please respect my pronouns. You can also call me daddy. I will allow it. I can understand that could be a little weird, especially if you're a dude. But, if you want to, you're not going to get in trouble. Anything's permissible around here. Crazy shit happens. So I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp. And make sure you smash that subscribe button. Give us a big thumbs up afterwards, and hit that notification bell. All that shit you're supposed to do on YouTube that they always tell you to do. Just do it all. Okay. Also, shout out to the Rumble Rats. I think we have some Rumble Rats out there right now. Hold on. I think the Rumble stream is at least working tonight. Hold on. I have to get rid of that stupid shadow. It's going to annoy the fuck out of me. The one right behind me. No, but then I disappear. That's not good. We don't want to have the lawn through my shirt. Whatever. We're just going with it. Anyway, yeah. So cool. All right. Is Rumble working tonight? Hopefully it's working. Okay. Yep. I think it's working. Yep. I see. I think let me refresh it. I see 95 people over there. Yep. We're rocking and rolling. Cool. All right, guys. So yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. If you want to have your messages read out loud to the class, what you need to do is you need to click on the link at the top of this stream, and that brings you to something called Turtle Chat. And when you go there, then you can you can give whatever amount you want. I used to say donate. It's not really a donation because you're like purchasing something. You know what I mean? Like you're getting a return on your investment. So you can invest in Turtle. I like that one. You can invest in Turtleboy when you do that. Invest in Turtleboy. And when you do that, you get to write a message, and I will get that message in my inbox, and I will read it out loud to the class, and it'll be great. It'll be great. So let me start off. Let's see if we got any so far. Any turtle chats. Today is the 19th. Yes, thank you. And by the way, Saturday show is going to be on Sunday. I got a prior commitment Saturday night. I can't make it. So Sunday night, we're going to do the live show. So that's fine. But we could do that. We do that sometimes anyway. But the entertainment is so worth it. You're right about that. Okay, cool. All right. Brit Happens donates 15 big ones and says, excited to see more of the crumbs meatball has been hiding. I'm quite ready to feel vindicated along with you and the rest of the Free Can't Read movement. Muchos love. Brit. P.S. If you need an extra article writer, please let me know. One of these days I'll hire people. One of these days. I just don't really trust anyone. And it's like, I've been trying to hire people. The last person I hired was Krusty Panties. Like, no lie. I didn't have anyone since. I've never had a writer since then. And because I'm like scarred for life from hiring her. Like, you have no idea. It's been almost 5 years. 5 years. But, okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Let's see if we have any more here. Let me refresh. Penny donates $10 and goes, you rock. Thank you for all you do. Love the shirt. This is a Microdot shirt. Microdot, hashtag Microdots, hashtag Free Can't Read, hashtag Justice for John O'Keefe. Thank you very much. Let's see. And you can get merch like this in the Turtleboy store. Just go on tbdailynews.com. Right at the top. You'll be good. All right. Let me see what we got here. Definitely have some Cash Apps because my Cash App is $Uncle You can have your message read that way as well. We have first up, Off Grid Pause sends $11 and says, please, I'm trying to reach you over Tyler. Okay. Well, don't know what that means, but thank you for the $11 Off Grid Pause. Thank you. Katrina sends $10 and goes, Matt 𝗀𝗄𝗃 is a pedo. And Tully slapped like a bitch. Yes, Tully was definitely slapped. I don't know if Matt 𝗀𝗃𝗃 is a pedo. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if he was a pedo, we've been convicted. You know what I mean? Or arrested or charged or something. He's definitely creepy. He's a little creepy. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I like him, but I wouldn't want him around my sister or daughter or anything like that. I think we can compromise on that. There we go. So thank you, Katrina. Mark sends $10 and goes, closet baby for president 2028. I don't think the closet baby is going to be old enough to run for president in 2028. I just hope the closet baby's out of the closet by then. Okay. I think that would be a fair compromise. That would be good. So thank you very much, Mark. Lisa sends $10 and says, thanks for being awesome. Oh, thank you, Lisa. You're sweet. Appreciate that. Amelia sends $5 and goes, hi, the Rizzler. I'm 12 and think you are the 𝗃𝗲𝗃. Come on. Come on. Stop it. This isn't really a 12-year-old sending me $5, is it? Because I don't know what that means. I don't know what the Rizzler is. Hi, the Rizzler. I'm 12 and think you are the 𝗃𝗲𝗃. That means cool, right? My daughter started saying that the other day. I'm like, I think that means cool. I don't know. I don't know if I'm 𝗃𝗲 or not. I don't know, but appreciate that. Lorena sends $5 and says, thoughts for our girl, Lauren Murray. We love you. Absolutely. Lauren had a tough week, and she obviously had to go back in court with crusty panties this week, and just being around that broad is just bad vibes, man. Just, I've never seen just a more surly looking woman than that. She's just surly. Just sits there in court angry. She's like angry the whole time. She just says so mad that she's there. She's like so mad that she's there, but like what she doesn't understand and doesn't seem to accept is the fact that she's there as a direct result of her own behavior. Like, this is totally controllable. She could just stop doing the things that she's doing, and she wouldn't keep having court dates. I mean, she has more court dates than I do, way more court dates than I do. I don't even know how she has time for all these court dates. And it's all of her own doing, because she just can't stop talking about Turtleboy. She just can't stop, and she'll never stop. She came to Holden the other day to talk about, to try to have me charged with filing a false police report. Her and 𝗵𝗏𝗏 on the Gulf there, they teamed up, and they were trying to get me charged with filing a false police report. Luckily, it didn't happen. I was not charged with, because that's not how it works. These people don't understand how the law works. Like, you don't get. I was sent a screenshot of what appears to be 𝗵𝗏𝗏 commenting on a page. I contend that's her. Okay. And I can't prove it because the comment's gone. But she can't prove it's not her either. So I don't know where that puts us. But of course, I'm going to alert the police when I see something like that. That's not a false police report. That's just telling the police what you saw. Like, I was sent this thing. It appears as if this person's doing this. Here you go. That's her account. She's Masshole Troll Mafia. Or, by the way, I was watching the Young Jerks earlier today with Nurse Kim and JFK and his sidekick there. Oh my God. I could listen to that guy talk. Where's that guy been all my life? Where has that guy been all my life? He's hilarious. I was watching. He's like, yo, Matt. He calls her Mass and Cass Mafia. Oh my God! Oh, Mass and Cass Mafia. Like, dude, that is the funniest fucking nickname. The Mass and Cass. He's fucking hilarious. Like, that guy was. Where did they find that guy? Where's that guy been? Where did he come from? Like, we've been doing this thing for, like, he's obviously a local guy, right? Like, we've been doing, Karen Reed for quite some time. Where'd he come from? Was he around during the trial? Like, I don't know. It's just wild, but I was dying. Mass and Cass Mafia. But yeah. All right, cool. So thank you for that. Let's see. Did we have any more? I just found out. I don't know if you guys have been following. I'd never heard of him. I heard of JFK, like the president. I know that one. But I never heard of him. I mean, it was just fucking, where's he been all my life, you know? All right, cool. I guess I'm out of the loop. I mean, is he a big creator? I missed it, you know? Okay. Back to turtle chats here. We have K-Mac O'Flynn sends $25 and goes, food for thought. Do you think Mello cooperated with the feds? His MIA has never been explained. Coincidence? No, I don't think Mello is cooperating with the feds. I think Mello is just lazy. Like, one of the laziest, like, humps I've ever seen in my life. Just a scammer who's just lazy. Felt like he was king shit when he was at my arraignment, and then at my indictment. And like, he lost his steam after I went to jail, though. And that's when he got sick. And, you know, we were filing shit with the SJC, and he's just not responding. And I think he realized this is way too much work for me. I did not know this was going to be so much work. Because yeah, I mean, you picked a fight with me, bro. You're trying to like charge me with. Why did they even indict me? I don't get that either. I don't really understand what the fucking indictment is, and I've been indicted. I feel like I should know what an indictment is. I don't get it. Like, okay, so Krusty Hayes was charged with witness intimidation in Leominster District Court. So why isn't she indicted in Worcester Superior Court? Like, why? I got arrested and charged with witness intimidation. Fine. I disagree, but I was charged. Okay. So why does it get indicted? What does it even mean? Like, the crime stays the same, right? Like the crime, at least when Karen Reed got indicted, like she got arrested for manslaughter. So that's in district court, and then indicted on murder, because that's a much bigger charge. With me, they just went from, manslaughter. Now, for me, they went from witness intimidation to witness intimidation, just in a different court. But you can go, the maximum penalty is 10 years instead of 2.5. Isn't that crazy? 10 years for little old me. Like, because I'm making some, like, that's what they want to put me away for. Each charge, 10 years. Like, I could do life, dude. Like, life in jail. Like, that's how fucking crazy is that shit? Life in jail for having a YouTube show. Like, that ain't right. That's not America. That's not America. Is it blurry? I'm looking at it. It's a little bit blurry, huh? Can't have that, man. Looks like 1980s television. What is that? Okay. Hopefully, does it self-correct? Hopefully it self-corrects. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So let's see. So no, I don't think he's a plant. Thomas sends $5 and says, okay. Not going to read that. It's okay. So it's a troll. Okay. So he's not actually saying these things. He's saying Karen is a bitch. Karen is sneaky. Karen's a sneaky bitch. Karen said, I hit him. Turtleboy bad. Turtleboy intimidates witnesses. Turtleboy needs jailed. Turtleboy mean. Turtleboy harasses. Did I miss any troll points? Yeah, you missed a few. Like you missed, why didn't the ARCA guys look at the text stream data? That's one of my favorites. Why didn't the ARCA guys look at the text stream data? Did the ARCA guys know that she said, I hit him? Oh, Dr. Marie Russell is stupid. She's not smart. Oh, 227 has been debunked. That's a good one. They love saying, oh, that's old news. Those aren't dog bites. Oh, why did she call her dad at 1:15? Huh? Why did she go back to the scene? Huh? Lucky Lochran has no credibility because he's colorblind and he thought he saw a Ford Edge, but it was really Karen's Lexus because he didn't even remember the times. Yeah, so these are really well thought out points by some really smart people. So there's that. Okay. What else we got here? All right. Miss Shorty sends $15 and says, let's fucking go. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. Thank you very much, Miss Shorty. I appreciate that. Abso-fucking-lutely. Love it. D-Nick sends $25 and says, the entertainment is so worth it is right. Aidan, I'm so glad I live at the same time as you. I know, because you get to, we have internet and shit now. Like if you were born in like the 1800s, that shit would suck. You ever think about that? You wouldn't know what you were missing. So that's a good thing. Because if you were born in like the 1800s, you'd be like, oh, I live in like present day, like I live in the future. I live in like the most advanced time in civilization. Like, this is dope, bro. We got printing press and, interchangeable parts, got Eli Whitney cranking out inventions left and right. Fucking dope shit, man. We got awesome shit here. Got a freaking telegraph coming in any day now. We're going to be able to do some Morse code. Like, so it would be really cool. Like if you were alive back then, you'd be like, this is awesome, bro. No matter when you're alive, you are alive during the most technologically advanced point in world history. So that's cool. Like, no matter when you're born, you are part of the most advanced society that's ever existed. So you don't even know what you're missing. Like, but yeah, you're right. But they didn't have me. You're right. They didn't have Turtleboy in the 1700s. You can't recreate. But at the same time, they didn't know I existed. So, there's that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. She says, thank you for the journalism, the laughs, and the all-around badassery that is you. I appreciate that, D-Nick. I appreciate that. Okay, let me refresh this. Gus T sends $5 and goes, justice for Chloe. I know, Chloe's fucking dead. That needs to be brought up more. Those motherfuckers killed the dog. Like, obviously they killed John O'Keefe, and that's horrible. They also killed a dog. Like, at least with John, it was probably an accident. What's Chloe? They killed the dog. They couldn't ship her to Canada or some shit and I don't know, just release her with the wolf. She could become a wolf. Like, German shepherds are basically wolves. Just release her. I mean, she likes to eat other animals anyway. Just release Chloe into the woods of Alberta and let Chloe be free. Chloe can become a Jack London character. We can write a book about Chloe afterwards when this is all said and done. She can pull a sleigh. It'd be awesome. Chloe can have a nice life and eat squirrels and eat other dogs and shit. But no, that's not what they did to Chloe. They did not. I guarantee they didn't do that. I don't think they did that. I think they killed Chloe. And they could end this once and for all by just producing Chloe. How fucking hard is that? That's another tell that that these motherfuckers are guilty, is they just won't. If I were them, I would just produce Chloe and be like, motherfucker, Chloe's right here. Look at the picture. See that spot on that picture over? Look at this fucking spot. That's Chloe. Obviously, this is Chloe. Now, don't give them any ideas. They'll fucking find a stray dog and start spray painting her. They'll do that. They're not above that. They always say Vermont because they know we ain't going to Vermont. That's the one state in New England nobody wants to go to because it's far and there's no Wi-Fi there, and and Bernie Sanders is there and shit. Nobody wants to go to Vermont, Connecticut, cut through state, Rhode Island, beaches, Massachusetts, the shit, New Hampshire, Winnipesaukee, woods, mountains and shit, Maine, York Beach. Nobody ever goes to Vermont. So you just say it's in Vermont because it's you think Montreal's up there somewhere and Lake Champlain. And nobody's okay, so I guess we're just, when you say it's in Vermont, people are well, we're just never going to see her again because I ain't going to Vermont. I'm not going to Vermont, fuck it. All right, cool. Anyway, so thank you for that. Let's see. Chelsea sends $50 and says, still laughing at After David. I'm glad you like that one because every time I write After David, right on cue, it's the same thing every time. I think you meant to say affidavit, Turtleboy. Nope, definitely meant After David. Definitely meant it. I got to get that clip queued up because on StreamYard you can have clips, queued up, like this one, just ready to go.
But I can tell you right now, I'll say it. All right, hey Aidan, give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
That's my favorite fucking saying ever. Give us fucking McDonough. Somebody made an awesome meme of this. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I got it here somewhere. Hold on, I'll pull it up. This is a good one. There it is. Hold on. Where do you guys come up with this shit? Hold on. There it is. Give us McDonough. That was me in jail. That was me in jail, guys. Give us fucking McDonough. We need him. Without him, that bitch is gonna get away. That bitch, we're gonna get caught. Give us fucking McDonough. He's the one we really want. That's, you guys are the best. So thank you very much, Chelsea W. A-Rod Rodriguez sends $10, goes, who's the dumbass that wasted their time downloading, thinking the admin chat is a hot piece? What am I missing? Where's the scandal? Okay, let's just talk about that for a minute, shall we? Because Plevin did a whole thing on this last night. So I did a show like, I don't know, a month and a half ago, where I called out this woman named Amy DeAngelis. Amy is on, she was an admin for the Justice for John and Karen Reed Facebook groups that we've had in the past. And, you know, I didn't know her. Seemed like a good supporter. You know, I sent me a lot of nice messages over the year, not over the years, but since the Karen Reed thing started, but never saw her in person. One of those people that just never came to anything, and, you know, did things as an admin that I didn't like allowed certain posts up and not other posts. And she was just seemed drama hungry. I don't know. I just didn't trust her. And I was very clear with the other admins. I'm like, I don't trust Amy. And I kind of lost that battle. You know, I was right. In fairness, I was right. I'll admit when I'm wrong, but I was right about her. I've never been more right about anything in my life than Amy DeAngelis. So, you know, along the way, like I took her off as an admin, and then she get added back on, and we had a group chat, right? A group chat for admins. And around like September or like October, she made a post on Twitter saying that, like, I believe Lindsay Gattani, a fake victim. Okay. Well, first of all, nobody believes her. Like, literally nobody believes her. Even the people around her pretending to believe her don't believe her. Robert Cosgrove doesn't believe her. Even Ken Mello is starting to have second thoughts. Grant doesn't believe her. Grant just thinks that if he pretends to believe her, he's going to get some coochie. Like, he thinks there's coochie at the end of the rainbow, but it ain't going to happen, bro. It ain't going to happen. You're going to have to spank it to the moose knuckles. Okay. That's all you got, buddy. But, so she said that she believed her, and I'm like, okay, so those are fighting words. Like you're going to say shit like that. Like, that's, you know, you're just starting shit to start shit. You know what I mean? Like, she don't believe that. So I realized then that she had taken herself off as an admin. So she's going all out. All right. And a couple weeks ago, or a week or two ago, Plevin and Krusty were like, they started saying some shit that I'd said in a group chat, like about Karen Reed. Okay. They started repeating stuff, and I'm like, oh, I see what's happening. Amy has given them access to the group chat. I realized it right away. I'm like, okay, Amy's given access to the group chat. Whatever. I don't really give a shit. I stand by everything I say. Not the first time. Screenshots of conversations I've been involved in have been leaked. I just don't care. I don't care. Her name's Amy DeAngelis. Okay. So, what a loser. To go to Krusty Panties then to run to people. She still claims she believes Karen Reed's innocent. That ain't going to last long. Like, when all your friends are on the other side, you know, and because you don't like Turtleboy, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time until you suddenly realize that, oh, actually, I was in a cult. That's what they all say. I was in a cult. It's not my fault. I was brainwashed. And he's a really good liar. And I didn't even know about this evidence over here. Oh, shit. She wanted to fuck Higgins? Whoa, well, she must be guilty. Yeah, okay. Sure thing, Amy. Anyway, so then fucking Sean, Krusty on the Gulf, starts posting, like, sending emails to my lawyer, telling him that he's got access to the files. He's like, I have access here, and says that a grand jury has been convened, he says, and Aidan's going to jail or something like that. Like, he's going to be indicted based on whatever's in these things. I'm like, oh God. So anyway, they got this whole group chat log thing, you know, whatever. And in the chats, some of you may have seen them. I'm not going to share them because I don't really give a fuck about any of this shit. It's just a distraction. But I don't give a fuck. Like I started basically the gist of them all, like I would say, is that around early May, I start expressing frustration with not being able to get in the courtroom. Okay. And I might have let people know previously. I definitely wanted to get in the courtroom. I didn't make that a secret. And I hated that it was in this little courtroom because then it's like, well, you have to get on a list. You have to be invited by Karen or Paul O'Keefe, which I don't think Paul O'Keefe, as much as we're golf buddies now, I don't think he was going to invite me. So, I would have to get invited by Karen Reed's family. And I hadn't talked to Karen Reed since Christmas Eve. That was the last time I talked to her. And she expressed disappointment in the fact that I had an arrest warrant out for me. Okay. Like, AKA, this is going to cause problems. Like, now, like, she knew I didn't do anything, but like, it's the fact that it's going to be in the headlines, like domestic violence and Turtleboy. And then she's, they're going to be like, she's, working with Turtle. Like, nobody wants that. Okay. It's a bad headline. And so I go to jail. I obviously can't talk to her in jail. Don't talk to her. And then when I get out, I'm unsure of where we stand. Right. And I attempted to send her a message on Signal. It wasn't sent back. Okay. And, eventually word was spread to me through the lawyers saying, like, we really appreciate everything Aidan's done. But, basically, like, when this is all said and done, everything's going to be fine. Like, we still got your back. And Mrs. Reed was caught on a hot mic with 𝗵𝗵 one time talking about outside of court. She was talking about how she listens to the Turtle every night and loves it. So I knew they still, were following. So that was cool. So I knew there was, even though they weren't, I get it. Like, they were trying to indict us, on conspiracy. Like, that's clearly what they were doing. And so it's a small courtroom. So if you get the invite in that courtroom, you're like real tight with them. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, well, he's just here. He's choosing to be here. It's like, no, you chose to bring him here, and they when that day got kicked out of court, like, think of how different that would have been if I was sitting with the Reed family on that day, if I was sitting with the Reed family, right? Because the optics of that would have been very different. A guest of Karen Reed, right? And an invited guest of Karen Reed is kicked out instead of an award-winning member of the media, a credentialed member of the media sitting right over there, looking very sharp with his cream-colored suit and navy shirt, no tie, top button undone, looking fresh, right? And, with the rest of his colleagues, as he calls them, right, in the media. So there was a better look to get kicked out of the press box than to be kicked out of Karen Reed's guest list, if that makes sense, right? So it was a smart play, I think, in the end. However, I mean, I do think, in fairness, I'm like, a text back explaining that would have been fair, I thought. Okay. And you know what I mean? Like, so I was frustrated. But to my credit, I didn't go out and air my grievances like Krusty on the Golf did. I didn't go on there and cry about not getting an emoji and, all this and that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of that. Okay. I did what you should do. Privately vent to other people. And that's what I did. I privately vented to the Roccos and whoever was in that group chat. There's like 5 other admins, I think, in there. And I'm just venting, and I said things in there where I was like, I'm like, they don't want me. They want her, I've been loyal as fuck. I went to jail for Karen Reed. I think I said that in there. They're sharing that one. I went to fucking jail for Karen Reed. And like, they're misconstruing that, of course. What do I mean by when I say that I went to jail for Karen Reed, right? What I mean by that is I was arrested because of my coverage of the Karen Reed case. That's it. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years, never been arrested. Never been arrested. Written about some pretty controversial figures, some pretty powerful people. Yeah, free Frankie. Some pretty powerful people. Never got arrested until I wrote about Karen Reed. Till I defended her, I never ended up in handcuffs. So I'm like, you know, I could have just not done this story. Like, that's what I was saying. I could have just not done any of this, right? And, you know, like a lot of people in my position would have just made some shit up to get out of it. Be like, fine, fucking, she put me up to it. You know what I mean? 60 days in jail is no joke. A lot of people would have gotten out of that, like, and been like, pin it on the girl or some shit, you know? To my credit, I didn't do anything like that. And I said in there, I'm like, I could just say that Karen Reed made me do all the witness intimidation. You know, it's privately venting. It's literally venting and saying, I could just say she made me do all this stuff, you know, but I didn't, and I wouldn't for a million and fucking one reasons. My point was that the point I was fucking making was that I'm loyal as fuck. Okay. And I think I should get a text back for that. I think I should get some type of message saying, like, can't have you in, but when this is all said and done, well, you get the first interview, some shit like that. Like, I thought I was owed that. Okay. And that was a private message that has now been aired publicly, but whatever. That's just how I fucking felt. Oh, well, sue me. Okay. And I have nothing against Karen Reed. I don't think she did. I don't think she was in the wrong at all. I was frustrated at the time because I worked my ass off. I went to jail and I wanted to be in that goddamn courtroom. I ended up getting in and with the press pass, and everything worked out just fine. And so I don't give a fuck if those messages are out there. I don't give a fuck. I'm happy they saw them. You know why I'm happy those messages are out there now? Right? Those messages are out there. Like, I'm happy those messages are out there because they make me look fucking awesome. They do. They make me look like the bigger man. Like, oh shit, Turtleboy was really harboring some anger. You know what I mean? He was pissed. He was like venting. But to his credit, he didn't bring it on the show. You know what I mean? He didn't make a big deal out of it. He didn't, because he sucked that shit up and he swallowed it. And because it was for the best of the movement. You know, it was for the best of the movement. Because it's like, ultimately, Turtleboy really believes Karen Reed's guilty. He knows Karen Reed's guilty. I mean, not guilty. They're going to clip that one. They're going to clip that one, aren't they? Innocent. I meant to say innocent. God damn it. I take that back. Can I rewind? Okay. So ultimately, at the end of the day, Karen, I am human, right? Because I meant to say not guilty. And I have told you this before. Exactly. Okay. I have told you this before. I've been over, but not maybe in this much detail. Like, you might have seen these messages and I might sound like a dick in them. Okay. I don't care. I said what I said. Those were my feelings at the time. I'm fucking venting, but I didn't make any of it public. Okay. I didn't say any of that shit publicly for a number of reasons. Okay. Number one, I believe Karen Reed. I know Karen Reed is innocent. Okay. I will always know that. I will go to my grave knowing that. Okay. Karen Reed did not kill John O'Keefe. Period. End of story. I don't know who did. Someone, but it wasn't Karen Reed. Okay. That's the only thing I know for sure. She didn't fucking do it. So for me, I don't do things I don't believe in. So I would never like make some shit up about another person to save myself ever. Even if I'm innocent, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to participate in evil because that would make me evil, wouldn't it? I'm not going to do that because then so that's number one thing, the ethics of it all. I would never do that. And then there's the whole, like, you know, that would be really bad for my brand and business, wouldn't it? Imagine if, like, that's how this fucking story ends. The story ends with Turtleboy selling out Karen Reed. Like, kind of fucking ending is that? That'd be horrible. Like, there'd be no coming back. That'd be fucking horrible. Because I couldn't do 60 days in jail. Like, come on. like, of course I'm going to fucking do the 60 days. So there you go. So those messages kind of backfired on them because they show how fucking awesome I am, period. That's it. So sucks to be you guys. Now they think I'm going to be indicted over all this. Okay. But let's be very clear about this. What they don't understand, because they're so fucking stupid. And this is what Amy claims, that she is a Karen Reed supporter, but not a Turtleboy supporter. So she wants to get me. She wants to put me in jail. Amy, I found your Reddit account. I've seen all the things you've said. I know your innermost feelings. I get it all. Okay. They're going back 5 months or so. I get it. Okay. And why don't you just show your face, Amy? I mean, you're living down there in Westerly, Rhode Island. That's where you live, right, Amy? Westerly, Rhode Island, right? And you're down there. And why don't you ever show your face anymore? Why don't you ever come to protests? Why do you just sit there? You know, why don't you just come out? I mean, you like the Outer Cape, right? You're real big into that. Marconi Beach, you like going there in the summer. You like, we know everything, Amy. Like, don't worry though. You're not gonna get the Jenny on the block tree because you're a witness, right? You're a witness. We don't want to scare any witnesses. Okay. So yeah, Westerly, Rhode Island is a fucking dump. Of course you're from there. Written about that place many times. So yeah, what else was in those messages? Just other stupid shit. You know, I'm like venting. The 𝗃𝗍 part is the funniest part because Sean thought I said no more 𝗃𝗍 in on the page. We had a disagreement with the mods over the 𝗃𝗍 pages. I don't like the 𝗃𝗍 pages because everybody's got a fucking 𝗃𝗍 page and is making their free Karen Reed merch on there, and they're all posting that, like, you know, profits are all going to Karen Reed, and I'm like, whoa, are they? Maybe they are. You know what I mean? Maybe they are, but like, that's just a lot of oversight. I'm gonna have to like look at your books, like show me how much money you've made, and like, and all your profits are going to it. Everybody's just doing out of the goodness of their own hearts. Come on, just do a 50-50 raffle. You know, like, let's do it that way. I don't like the 𝗃𝗍. So Sean thought it said 𝗃𝗍, and so I told you guys this the other day. He went to 𝗃𝗍. There's a woman named 𝗃𝗍 who is a big, you know, she's at all the protests and stuff like that. She dances. And Sean goes to her and he's like, look what Turtleboy's saying about you. He's being mean to you. And it's her name's 𝗃𝗍, Sean, not 𝗃𝗍. It's a whole different person. So yeah. So the 𝗃𝗍 thing, you know, because again, I'm like, you know, whatever. Like, if people want to have fundraisers, I'm all for that. But I'm like, I just don't like the personal 𝗃𝗍 stores that everybody seems to have. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Too much shit. But anyway, so I don't really care that those messages are out. What they don't understand, because they're all stupid, is that I can't get indicted for this, because they're talking about he's going to get another conspiracy charge and he's going to get locked up. So let me spell this out for you guys. This is how shit works. Okay. So let's suppose you're onto something. Let's suppose I do get indicted for, you know, conspiracy to commit witness intimidation, because me and the dastardly Karen Reed, that's what they're alleging to me, we conspired to intimidate witnesses. You see, I was arrested October 11th and indicted on December 20th, okay, of 2023. All those incidents you're talking about happened before that, before October 11th. So if I was indicted for conspiring to commit witness intimidation with Karen Reed in July or June or whatever fucking month you want, I'd be indicted. You know what they do? They just add it to the pile of all the other fucking indictments. Just throw it on the fucking pile, right? You can't revoke bail over that though, because it didn't happen after I was indicted. The incident happened before I was indicted. Because think about it. What you could do in that case, if the government wanted to just lock anyone up, what they could do, if suppose they had 3 charges on you, 3 counts of witness intimidation to charge you with, what they could do, and all of them happen in let's just say September 1st, right? And so we go to indict them on October 1st. Well, what they could do is just charge you with the first one from September 1st, indict you, put you on bail, and then indict you on the second one. So that's a new charge and then revoke your bail. Obviously, they can't do that, right? However, like the fucked up part about this is Karen Reed was indicted in June of 2022. In June of 2022. So the only person that shot in the Gulf, so like this alleged witness intimidation that they're talking about, which nothing's going to come of it. But what they're alleging that we did, which is bullshit, okay, happened after Karen Reed was indicted. So that means that Sean in the Gulf and Amy DeAngelis, who both claim that they support Karen Reed, are so upset with me that they gave a group chat to the police that cannot possibly harm me and could only harm Karen Reed. That's it. That's it. These fucking idiots are fucking with Karen Reed's life. So just know that if you support Sean on the Gulf, you are supporting a person who is trying to have Karen Reed put in jail and have her bail revoked. Just let me repeat that. Do not fucking say, and again, I'm seeing people being like, oh, I want to support both of you. No, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Do not pretend to give a fuck about Karen Reed and support 𝗵𝗏 and support, I apologize, and support 𝗵𝗏 on the Gulf, Sean on the Gulf. You can't do it. Like, I don't know if you're understanding this, but Sean is trying to put Karen Reed in jail. Okay. I don't know. He can say he supports Karen Reed. What he's doing is trying to put Karen Reed in jail. I cannot fucking describe that any other way. Period. If you're too fucking stupid to understand that, and if you're one of these people saying, well, I don't like drama, I don't want to get in drama, I don't like this YouTube back and forth, open your fucking eyes. This isn't drama. This is Sean in the Gulf trying to put Karen Reed in jail. I can't say it enough times. And anyone who supports that shit is not down with me. No one. Because he's trying to put Karen Reed in jail. He can get fucked. He is worse than the rest of them. He's a worthless pile of shit, and I hope he burns in fucking hell. That's what I think of Sean in the Gulf. That's it. So, anyway, back to the turtle chats. So glad we explained that. Thanks for the $10 turtle chat. McDonald's Fab5 gives $10 and goes, the defense opening statements should start, I did it, and go into your masterful monologue about how ridiculous the luckiest murderer ever story was. Opening or closing, McDonald's? Opening or closing, But you're right. Like, I do like that. Like, since they want to do this whole, like, what if Karen Reed did it? Let's think about how this would have worked out if Karen Reed, the luckiest and also dumbest and most dastardly murderer of all time, actually pulled this off. Because she would have to be a combination of those things, wouldn't she? I mean, all the people that didn't hear her, see that body on the front lawn, all the ring cameras that weren't working, the Canton Library video crapping out, Lucky Loughran not seeing the body. Oh my God, Brian Tully not looking into that Ford Edge thing. Because by the way, whoever was driving that Ford Edge, if Karen Reed actually did it, then whoever was driving that Ford Edge is like the best witness ever. Because they fucking saw the body, didn't they? It's like, oh my God. Thank fucking God Brian Tully didn't do anything. Thank fucking God. So yeah. All right, more. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Donnie sends $10 and goes, KP wets her squirrel girl undies thinking about you going to jail, or think about going to jail so she can be just like you. Yeah, she wishes. Thank you very much. I don't want to think about her nasty panties. Thank you. Marissa sends $10 and goes, can Yannetti and Jackson obtain GPS chip data from Brian's car that was moved to cover John's body? I have no, I'll give you a quick answer to that one. No, but thank you very much, Marissa. I wish they could. Okay. Let me read some cash apps here. Brian, and then we'll get started with more shit. Brian sends $5 and says, I admire the shit out of you, Turtle Boy. Oh, thank you, Brian. Amazing work. Well, thank you. Very kind of you, Brian. The McAlbert's handcuffs sends $10 and says Tully loses 6 days pay. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, shall we? I mean, did he actually lose 6 days pay or vacation days? So Brian Tully, in case you haven't missed it, his internal affairs investigation is completed and is as follows. All right. 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, Lieutenant Tully, okay, is ordered to comply with the following. On or about February 1st, he did fail to conform to work standards established for his rank, title, or position. This occurred when 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃 Tully, as Bettero calls him, failed to supervise through proper corrective action SP Special Police Detective Unit Norfolk members who were involved with inappropriate text messages relative to an ongoing homicide case investigation. Okay, so he did not supervise through corrective action. So look at the date on that, February 1st, 2024. Remember, Tully was not on those texts. Fanning was and 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 was, but Tully was not. So why? So Tully, what he's being punished for is on February 1st. That's when the 𝗃𝗏 report came out. That's when the government, the state police, got their hands on the report that showed that that Proctor said all these horrible things. So he became aware on February 1st, and he didn't do anything. He didn't take corrective action. That's what he's being punished for here, is he didn't punish when he became aware of these messages. Okay. Goes on to say, Detective Lieutenant Tully on May 6th and 10th I don't know about those days, did fail to recommend remedial or disciplinary action for inefficient, incompetent, or unsuitable employees by giving praise in several anchors on the employee evaluation system, despite evidence to the contrary, and failing to document negative performance. He failed to properly evaluate members and did not properly document negative performance. So that's interesting. Anybody know what happened May 6th and May 10th? Because I know February 1st is when he became aware of Proctor's text messages. But what happened May 6th and 10th is during the Karen Reed trial. So Karen Reed trial, May 6th. Who testified that day? That was day 5 of the trial, and I'll just bring it up right now. Now Proctor doesn't come till June 10th. That's this day.
Needs to
Gallagher.
right.
Liquid blood. Israel. Colombia will.
Anybody?
John Goody and.
So the ambulance is still on scene when you arrive, is that correct?
Yes.
Officer O'Keefe is in the back of the ambulance, is that correct?
Yes.
We're responsible for taking down the information and entering.
So what did he become aware of on this day? What did he become? So that's May 6th. And then May 10th is this is May 10th. This is the Alberts. Oh, the Alberts testified May 10th. Oh, is that the day I was kicked out? Yeah, that was. That was the day that Chris Albert testified and Julie Albert said 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃. I don't know. What could he? I don't know. Anybody have any ideas? Because I have no idea. I have no clue what happened, why those days in particular. But as you can see here, he forfeits 6 days of accrued leave. So that's 6 vacation days, right? you know, whatever, though. He did get moved. And honestly, this can only help us because the fact that he's been disciplined at all is good for business. You know what I mean? As far as my charge is concerned, this is the lead detective in my case, not Proctor, Tully. This is the guy coming after me. You know, he's Proctor's and 𝗵𝗂𝗺𝗺's supervisor. I mean, they're kind of the main villains in Karen Reed's case, but he's the main villain in my case. So this can only, like, getting him on the stand, like, he had, all these people had flawless records prior to the Karen Reed case, and now they're all flawed. So, all right, cool. So he's out of Norfolk County now, but he's still working on, I guess, cases that he used to be working on. I don't fucking know. All right, cool. We also have here in a Cash App, Jennifer sends $5, bunch of turtle emojis. Thank you, Jennifer. Joellen sends 25. It says, keep up the good work from California. Hashtag free Turtleboy. Hashtag free Karen Reed. Thank you. Off-Grid Pause sends $11 again and says, Falco Canine, that Tyler. Don't need my comment read. Fuck. Okay. You can just message me on Facebook. And we could talk there. Thank you very much. Kimberly sends $10 and has no comment. And okay, cool. All right. So I'm sure there's more turtle chats. I will come back and revisit them. But before I do that, I want to start hitting us up some content here because I got some shit I want to get into tonight. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the new motion of the ocean here with Michael Morrissey. This should be bigger news, right? We are going to get, or we're going to try to get Michael Morrissey's burner email account. Again, the Bedero letters, part 3 of the Bedero letters. We've been over these before in pretty good detail. We found out, again, if you're unfamiliar with the story, through a woman named Michelle Littlefield, who I met at an event in Taunton on September 12th. She comes up to me and she's like, I was fired for giving you, or giving someone else who gave it to you, a copy of Chris Albert's affidavit when he tried to get an order on you on September 28th. And as part of her package of getting rid of her, Lauren Green, who's a real snake. I see her every time I go over to Stoughton District Court. You're a real piece of work, Lauren. Let me tell you, Lauren Green. She's a townie Cantonite, wears leggings to court, dresses like trash, like just such a townie. Ugh. Anyway, actually, Michelle Littlefield has a message for her. It says, please tell Lauren Green Petrino that I'm officially a proud turtle rider. So fuck you, Lauren Green, because Lauren Green is the one who gave her this package. Okay. And that's the other thing. She should be complicit on this because she knew. Lauren Green Petrino knew on November 28th that Morrissey had used his burner email, that they'd been through my phone. Remember they said they didn't go through my phone? And and Michelle just gave a Cash App too. I want to read it. She sends $33 and she says, thanks for giving me my voice back. Oh, my pleasure, Michelle. Thank you for speaking out about corruption, getting this information out there. Appreciate it. You know, she is a nasty girl, Lauren Green Petrino. Oof. Anyway, just trash, you know, trash. Anybody defending these Canton County trash is just as bad as they are. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, yes. So as part of her package to confront her that she'd been a naughty person, first of all, there's nothing illegal about giving me a public affidavit. These are not closed court sessions. Chris Albert tried and failed to get a restraining order on me. Sorry, but that's public. I also got the recording of it because that's public too. So sucks to be you. The day after it failed, Jennifer McCabe writes a text message to someone in law enforcement saying, I am horrified that Chris didn't get this. You guys need to do something about this because Turtleboy found out about it. Somebody sent him the affidavit. So Michael Morrissey logs onto his burner email account and writes this email to 5 judges, including Judge O'Malley, who is the one who denied the order to Chris Albert, and then arraigned me 13 days later and instituted a stay away order that he denied the previous day on September 28th. So what had changed? Well, on September 29th, Morrissey writes in this email to him that you better do something about this. You better start looking into this and tell us, investigate who's working with Turtleboy, who's the whistleblower here. We need to know. And he used a private email account. And people don't seem to understand what a big deal that is. Like, no, people are like, well, he's just protecting the witnesses. It doesn't matter what he's doing. Government officials have to use their freaking email account, like their government email account, to conduct government business, especially when they're emailing judges about cases that they're not even supposed to be involved in, because they had already hired Ken Mello by that point. Like, why is this guy even involved in this? So, as we see here in the motion, so, the 𝗺cie 𝗶𝗄𝗆 of the world have said, these are just letters, these federal letters. What are these? No, bitch. These are warnings. These are like us being gentlemen about this, us being mature professionals and letting them know that, like, letting Cosgrove especially do the right thing. He's still got a chance to, because he hasn't responded to any of this. We have no idea what he thinks about any of this. He hasn't tried to justify any of it, to his credit. He just hasn't responded. I don't think he knows what the fuck to do with it. He's only making like 30 grand. So I think he thought he was going to be like the substitute teacher for Mello while Mello was sick. And now Mello is always sick. And, they say he's dying. It's like, he's another one with 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗃. It's like, no big deal if he dies. Like, none. Like, the world is a better place without Ken Mello. I fucking mean that. Guy's a worthless pile of shit. In the day that he dies, I'm literally going to do a jig on his fucking grave. I don't give a fuck if Ken Mello dies. Like, the world is no one's going to miss him. No one's going to miss Ken Mello, especially Kevin Reddington. Okay. No one's going to miss him. So fuck him. Fuck Brian 𝗵𝗄𝗄. I hope nothing but bad things fucking happen to them. So, because I'm not one of these people who's be like, oh, I really don't like him, but, I want, that would be really bad if he died. No, it would be actually great if he died. Great. The world would be a better fucking place without Ken Mello in it. Fuck him. Because that motherfucker took me away from my kids on fucking Christmas. He can burn in eternal fucking hell. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. And I can't wait for him eventually to kick the bucket and die. Just fucking die. I ain't gonna kill him or anything like that. I'm not gonna do anything to accelerate it. I don't want anyone to harass him, nothing like that. But I'm just saying that he's better off dead, and so is everyone else. I think that's fair. Okay. So anyway, because I ain't one of these people but like, oh, it was so bad when Hitler died. No, it wasn't. It was great when Hitler died. It's gonna be great when Ken Mello dies too. Fuck you, Ken Mello, you stupid fat fuck. Just understand that. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. With your fake tubes coming out of your nose. And he sat there on December 26th and they were playing that tape of the fake victim pretending, fake crying, pretending to have a fake abortion of a fake baby and threatening to go to my real driveway with her real kids who she woke up at 3:30 in this fake bullshit. And Mello's sitting there grilling me, just grilling me when we're playing the tape in court. I'm like, you listen to the same tape I am, motherfucker, of this lying fucking piece of shit, abusing children. Let's be like, what you heard on that tape is child abuse, motherfucker. Child abuse. Anyone who wakes their fucking kids up at 3 a.m, and brings their coats out of the closet and tells them to get in a minivan that Frankie paid for, and because we're going to drive to Aidan's house, whoever the fuck that is. Why the fuck was I even around the kids? Like, that's the other thing. Like, what kind of fucking person's like introduces the kids to fucking Turtleboy? Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, that's a red flag in and of itself. Like, why the fuck am I meeting the kids? And breaks them up and says, we're going to Turtleboy's house so mommy can have a fucking abortion and a fake abortion in the real driveway. That's abusive. Abusive. Fuck you for supporting child abuse. You fucking piece of shit, 𝗫𝗏𝗄. That's what you did. You supported that shit. You're a piece of shit. And when you die, it's going to be a great fucking day. And I want you to fucking hear this. I want him to send it to you, motherfucker, because you are going to die. Like, it ain't that far away. You look like a human fucking meatball. We call meatball Morrissey meatball. You literally look like a fucking freshly rolled meatball with some pork and turkey and ground beef. Just rolled it all together. That's fucking you. You look like shit. You don't take care of yourself. No wonder you're fucking dying. But anyway, I don't really like 𝗫𝗏𝗄. I don't really like him. So that's just my thoughts on 𝗫𝗏𝗄. Anyway, so back to this motion. So I forget how I got off. Sometimes I go on these tirades. I don't know how I get started on them. Okay. But anyway, so we want the emails. So we want these emails, right? Bottom line is he's using a burner account, Morrissey is, to conduct government business. And so we want, that entitles us, because like how many other times, who else has he emailed using this burner account? We want it all. We want it all. So it's like we want any and all text messages from the Apple phone or iCloud account assigned to private subscriber Michael Morrissey. All right. This is a Rule 17 motion for his phone. We want any communications between him and witnesses, law enforcement, alleged victims, any ex parte statements to the judiciary, because that's the other thing. Any meeting between the district attorney and a judge, right, is discoverable. Like it has to be in public. Like you can't have a meeting without the defense being there. This can get O'Malley in trouble too. And we need to see responses. Did anyone respond to this shit? Did any of them tell them like this is improper? Because it is. Because it is. So we want it. We need to know. DA Morrissey could be personally ordered to provide any other Rule 14 discovery. We want any written or recorded statements, okay, that have not been disclosed. The defense team has received and publicly shared whistleblower information that DA Morrissey has personally communicated in an ex parte fashion with then Chief Justice of the District Court, Daniel O'Malley. Okay, he's in there using a private burner one. Okay, we've been over all this. And basically, we don't trust him to hand it over, so we want a special master, it's called, to, because they're going to be like, well, you can't look at all his emails. Okay, fine. We'll have a special master look into it. And he or she or they, them, or whatever pronoun, or whatever doctor, whatever pronoun they're using, okay, will go in there and they will give us any communications with the judge, anything talking about any discoverable communication, anything like that. We need it all. Okay. When DA Morrissey obviously engaged in a scheme to avoid discovery and public record scrutiny of his attempt to influence justices against Mr. Kearney, because that's what he was doing. He was trying to influence the judge in those emails, wasn't he? We need those. We need those. And the problem now with these Rule 17 motions, as we saw in the Reed case, there's this case called Lampron that has set the standard for when a court orders somebody to hand over their personal devices. Right? So it has to fit 4 standards. What we're looking for has to be evidentiary and relevant. I would say that, communications between the district attorney and judges and witnesses is pretty evidentiary and relevant. I don't think they would argue that. That it's otherwise not procurable. Yeah, I think that's kind of a given because I can't get into his email any other way. So we're going to need the court to order those to be handed over. That they cannot we can't properly prepare for trial without it. Yep, we need that evidence. We need to know what they're saying and doing, etc. Absolutely. And then the hard part is that the application is made in good faith. It is not intended as a general fishing expedition. That's why they didn't get Brian Albert's phone, because they said it's a fishing expedition. Well, you know, and what's his name? Alan Jackson famously said, it's not a fishing expedition. We caught the fish, got it on the hook. Just need you to reel it in for us. Need to reel it in. But with us, it's like, bro, come on. Like, that fish is dead as fuck. Like, just give us the fish. You know, there's no fishing expedition here at all. We already cooked. We're ready to fillet this motherfucker. Let's do it up. Throw some breadcrumbs on it. Some lemon juice. Let's go. Let's get it going. Fish and chips time. And because, you know, we already know what's in one of his emails because we've seen it. So, yeah, we need all that. We need all that. And that is going to be argued at the hearing on December 2nd, amongst other things. So I hope to see some of you fine people there. Okay. Anyway, let me read a couple. What I'm going to get to now is I'm going to do a whole expose here on Matt Phelps and my manager, Matt Valentinus, and how we got, because a lot of people are questioning about this. I'm going to show you all the texts. We're going to do a story on it today. It didn't have enough time. It's all coming out. And I'm going to give you guys a preview of it tonight. But before I do that, let me read some turtle chats here. And we'll do it that way. Okay. Gus T sends $5 and says, Guy needs to chill. New England summer equals the Cape. Naples equals heaven's waiting room. Relax. He does need to chill out. Like, his wife, his poor Susanna. Free Susanna, shall we? Thank you. A-Rod Rodriguez sends $10 and goes, I meant to say Sean is an asshole to get attention. He made it seem like there was mob hits in that chat. I read it. There's nothing. Exactly. Like that chat. He's like, well, that's what he does with everything. He makes everything seem like there's this end of the world, like, oh, this is huge, bro. It's fucking nothing. Nothing. There's nothing there. Like, there's nothing there. You've seen the chat. It ain't that exciting. Yeah, Plevin said that Aidan pressured Janelle to run JM's plates. I don't even mention the word Janelle in there. I think he's suggesting that Karen made me do it. Like, nowhere in these messages do I say anything of the sort. Nothing. Nothing. All right. So thank you for that one. Romy sends $50. Thank you. Says, how did Julie Nagel become Julie Bagel? Well, it's the only thing that rhymes with Nagel, and that bitch looks like she eats a lot of bagels, doesn't she? Talk about one of the guys. I gotta make I'm gonna make a whole bunch of t-shirts and just put them in the store just so I can buy them. I've been meaning to, just sayings. I just want to have a bunch of sayings on my shirt. I don't even need graphics, logos, nothing. I want one that just says Julie Nagel is a piece of shit. That's one I need immediately. Julie Nagel is a piece of shit, because she is. She's such a piece of shit. Like, you know, Lally, she calls him Lally, and just she's lying about a murder. Like, she's such a piece of shit. The black blob, yeah. And Julie Nagel breathing the whole time. Like, chill, girl. Breathe through your nose. What are you doing? Anyway, thank you for that, Turtle. She also says, my husband thinks it's because her face looks like a doughy bagel. That could work too, I guess. I think more because she ate the bagels. Thank you, Romy. Rachel sends $10, goes, I know you can't read all the locations, but can you ask us to blow up the chat with where you reppin'? The OGs miss it, dude. Oh, man. See, back when I used to have like 300, 400 people on a live show, that's how we would start every show, was where you reppin'? And people would say in the chat where they're from, and I'd read them all. and I try to keep him around. After Karen Reed started, I tried to keep doing Where You Reppin', and it was too much. It was like I'm trying to read them. I'm like, I can't read all these shit. Maybe we'll do it sometime, but I appreciate that. Maybe we'll bring it back. Now, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll bring it back for a couple episodes. So thank you for that one. Turtle chat there. Courtney sends $5 and goes, you and Meredith are the Massachusetts version of Trump and Melania. Love you both. I'm not that much older than her. Am I? I don't know. But I appreciate that. She is elegant, isn't she? Thank you very much, Courtney. McDonald's Fab 5 sends $10 and says defense opening should start. No, I already got that one. So Sandra sends $25 and has no comment. So thank you, Sandra. Brittany sends $8 and says, speaking of Amy, do you think the Commonwealth is really going to use her for a grand jury? I mean, they could. They used like fucking fake victim and other ratchets for grand juries, so nothing is beneath them. That's for sure. I'm just not sure where it's going to get them because there's absolutely no evidence, even for probable cause, of a conspiracy to commit witness intimidations of those messages. Like none. But and she also says, did you ever get the police report related to 𝗃𝗄𝗃? Yeah, I did. And she came to Holden on November 16th, and she told them that I filed the false police report. The police put right in the report. There's no evidence of that. So, sucks to suck. There's that. So, no. Sean tried to put me in jail, but failed. Him and 𝗃𝗄𝗃. Joseph sends $5 and says, read as roast beef Ronnie. I don't know. Roast beef Ronnie here. Fuck you, Turtleboy. All you deadbeats in the chat need to come by D&E and leave me a tip. I'm fucking starving here. Fuck you, Turtleboy. Hashtag free closet, baby. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃 sends $10 and goes, Meredith, Brad, Peter Murphy, Lauren M, and Nurse Kim are fabulous people. Ignore the noise. Yeah, they all got Sean Krusty on the Golf did a response video to my show the other night, and he called out some of the nicest people. Bro, he made Nurse Kim almost cry, who's like the nicest person. Like, cry. Like, what the fuck, dude? He called out Peter Murphy. Like, he called out Peter Murphy because I guess he asked Peter Murphy to, like, make a public statement in support of him and trash me. And Peter Murphy's like, I don't want to get involved. I assume that's what Peter Murphy said. I haven't talked to him about it. But Sean aired this out and he's like, that's not loyalty. He would, bro, he's like retired cop. He doesn't want to fucking deal with your high school drama. What are you doing, bro? It's embarrassing. Stop it. And Lauren Murray, her fucking dog died this week. You know what I mean? She loved that dog. And you're fucking talking shit about her and talking about her dad. Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Bringing Brad's name up like a million times because Brad was in the group chat. What are you doing? You know? Talking shit about Meredith. I forget what he said about her. Like, he called her some derogatory name. But he did to everyone. It's just like, bro, what are you doing, man? You know, what are you doing? Yeah, they have one about running plates. They're saying that, what did they say there? Oh, Grant Smith Ellis. I forget what I said there. I said in the chat, I'm like, she won't text me back. Ignores me. Okay, you know, I'm frustrated, you know. You know, and I said here, I go, I'd never tell her not to come to one of my hearings, even though she's being charged with killing a cop, because I know she's innocent. I mean, do you think these make me look bad? Like, these are actually good points, but it is what it is. You know, it's nothing personal. Yeah, I don't even know what's the big deal about these, like these messages. What? Oh, how about this? Like, this is what they think is evidence of conspiracy. I said, I never told anyone who told me to run Jen McCabe's plates? The fuck does that mean? I never told anyone who told me to run Jen McCabe's plates. I never did. No one. So what the fuck does that? How does that implicate Karen Reed? These fucking people, they're fucking so stupid. Did I miss where I said Karen Reed did? Like, what? What? To be clear, Karen Reed had nothing to do with me running those plates. Zero, zip, zilch, nada. I don't even mention her fucking name. I mean, these people are so fucking stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, back to this. Let's see. Nicole sends $25 and goes, on your last live, someone talked about how Krusty Panties called into JFK's live, so I had to watch it. He is hilarious. He also mentioned on the same stream that he was going to going live early because you were going live at 9 and he knew a lot of us would be turning into you. He had zero patience for Krusty. Please do a live together. So JFK, I'd love to come on your show. I'd be happy to go on your show. I think it would be better if I went on his. I don't really do guests much. You know what I mean? I'm not like a guest guy. I like to be the guest. I like to go in the glares. I like to go on Brian LTL's. You know, I like to whore myself out on YouTube. So I'd like to whore myself out to JFK. It's an official office. So thank you very much. So thank you, sir. Okay. Stinky Sock sends $5 and goes, watch out for Courtney Egan. Bitches be crazy. Oh yeah. I don't even know who that fucking retard is. I saw her commenting over there. She's with Krusty on the golf, so she wants to put Karen Reed in jail. So Courtney Egan, I don't even know who the fuck you are, but I hope you go fuck yourself. I hate you. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Go die in a ditch with fucking Ken Mello. Fuck off. You're trash and you're fucking crazy, and the less crazy people we have in this movement, the better. Please go and say, please, I'm begging you to say Karen Reed's guilty. We want you on that side. That's where you belong. With the rest of the trash, Courtney Egan, because that's what you are. You're a fucking filthy, disgusting, trashy pig, and I hope you die in the same hole as fucking Ken Mello. Get fucked. Okay, so there's my thoughts on Courtney Egan. I don't even know that much about her, except I see her over there. Anyone supporting Sean in golf like that is a piece of trash. Get fucked. All right, back to this. Julie Ginto, nice, sends $5 and goes, who the hell is Roberta Glass? She did a number on TV today. Heard a bit. She's calling us cult followers. What the actual fuck? Love you, Turtleboy. Turtleroo, Melbourne, Australia. I have no fucking clue who that is. I think she's just another crazy person on YouTube. I don't know anything about her. I think she's hosted Krusty on. I don't know. I've never listened to her. Again, I don't know anything about her. But she sounds like a miserable hag. And she can get fucked with Courtney Egan and Ken Mello and the rest of the losers out there. Get fucked. Anyway, that's that. Next up, Judith sends $20 and goes, please explain why Plevin thinks your recent ex parte Morrissey notice is going to backfire, causing Karen to face new witness intimidation charges. Dude, the day I start trying to explain anything Plevin thinks, you're going to get a popsicle headache. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know what the fuck is going through that guy's mind. He ain't the brightest bulbs. Thank you. $25 from Steve Tierney says, love you, Turtle and Lauren. Go Zavarian and Foxborough this weekend in the high school football playoffs. Yeah. Do they have any more Hasselbecks coming through there? I don't know. Okay. Oh, yeah, and fuck you, Diana Andrade, too. You can get, or Diana Mata, whatever you call yourself. And if I go back to jail again, please don't message me. This woman would message me every day in jail. She would send me videos of her, like, driving to Dunkin's. She's a fucking nut job. Diana Andrade, go get fucked. You can die in a hole with Ken Mello and Courtney Egan and Nick Fiorillo and Krusty on the golf, and fuck off. There's that. All right. We're just going to dig a big mass grave for all you people, and you can all just jump in it and die. That's okay. I'm going to kill you. But I just want you all to just jump in that hole and just stop existing, and the world to be a better place. So thank you. Okay. Lena sends, I'm a little fiery. I'm a little spicy tonight. Lena sends $10 and goes, love Turtle Time. You are an absolute legend. People will write books about you in years to come. Wow. Never change and never trust a crust. Oh, I like that one. Never trust a crust. I appreciate that. You're too kind. Thank you. All right. Next one. Gus T sends, oh, we already read that one. Okay. All right. Do we have any more turtle chats before we get to okay, we got PJ here, sends $10 and goes, KP debated JFK and claims that you admitted Karen told you to go after witnesses. She claims to have messages from you stating it. If you go to his live from 3 days ago, she says it. His name is, so yeah, I've seen it. And again, these messages have all come out. These idiots have shared them. Nowhere in those messages do I ever say that Karen Reed directed me to do anything. Find the exact message where I say that Karen Reed literally told me to do anything. Nothing. She had nothing to do with any of my shenanigans, let's call them, which aren't illegal. So that's the other thing. You can't commit conspiracy to commit witness intimidation if what the other person is doing isn't witness intimidation, because it's not. And it's going to be proven that in court, like, we're either going to get dismissed or I'm going to be found not guilty. It's going to be one of those two. I ain't going to get convicted. All right. So, again, nothing there. Making shit up. They don't got receipts. Only I'm the receipt king. I'm Ricky Receipts. All right. MJ Monroe sends $5 and says, the harder they go after you, the stronger we become. Fuck the other side. Love you, Unc. Well, thank you very much, MJ Monroe. You're too nice. Okay. And let's see. Do we have any more cash apps here? Andrea sends $10 and says, message me for teas. I have 4 others for you. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Okay. Thank you. Nikki sends $10 and goes, friendly reminder to serve the Rule 17 to third parties. We have not forgotten. Unlike Hank Brennan, we know how to do that. Thank you. Mama She sends $50 and says, Dr. Daddy. I love that one. Dr. Daddy. Keep on keeping on. Well, thank you very much, Mama She. Sinead sends $10 and goes, when do you find out if you get Morrissey's phone? Well, it has to be argued in court and a judge will rule on that. So we will find out, won't we? Okay. And obviously this is kind of big news, you know? All right. So if anyone else wants to have their message read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $Uncle_Turtleboy. Okay. So let's talk about this stupid podcast, shall we? So look it. I'm not on Turtle Club every week. We play this podcast called 34 Fear of You that I've participated in with a guy by the name of, he calls himself M. William Phelps. His name's Matt. We're going to call him Matt 𝗃𝗃𝗃. So he is some podcaster who I got hooked up with, and we signed a contract where I get 40% of all revenue that the podcast makes. All right. And you know, I was looking forward to this. All right. And how did I meet this guy? Well, I met him through a guy named Matt Valentinus, who is my manager. So we're going to go over the history here, starting now. Let's just jump right into it. Okay. All right. So that's Valentinus. He's there he is. Okay. Entertainment attorney. Okay. All right. So he messaged me. I guess he's been a turtle rider for a while, because on our Twitter messages, like, he messaged me in April 13th, 2021. Then again, he messaged me in August after the Karen Reed shit starts and says, I reached out to you from an open secret account. That's a Twitter account. I'm a local entertainment attorney and want to talk to you about the Karen Reed case. So he introduced himself to me as an attorney. Okay. So that matters. On the open secret Twitter account, He has also messaged me as far back as December of 2020. So he clearly followed me and sent me a same thing and said, this is Matt Valentinus. I produced an open secret with Gabe Hoffman. I wanted to talk to you about the great work, not like, so he presents himself as like a big fan about the great work on the Karen Reed case. Okay. And then he ends it by saying, I'm a Boston-based entertainment attorney. So he presents himself as an attorney. Okay. Not as like a manager, as an attorney. And I said, okay. So we start talking on the phone. And then I get arrested. And he sends me a message on October 16th. Do you have a new phone number? I tried reaching you. It bounced back. If I can get you on a paid opportunity on Fox Nation, are you interested? We've been talking about the documentary agreement that I had signed with a couple other producers. And so I said, it says that if I can get you a paid so basically he's like, I looked over your agreement. You're good to write your, so I go, I can't do a documentary with anyone else because I'm locked in with another producer. But he goes, I've read it over and you can, you can do a podcast or a book deal, which is great news. Okay. And he goes, I pitched you on Fox Nation and they are considering it. We'll keep you abreast. Let me know when and if you have a moment to talk about the book options. Okay. And a possible podcast. So then I go to jail shortly after that. And after I get out of jail, he sends me this whole email about how impressed he is, but I did this and, this is great. What you're doing is historic and blah, 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 blah. And wants to talk business now, And so the thing he's pushing is you got to do the podcast. He's big into podcasts. And he's like, I'm going to hook you up with my guy. We're going to do a podcast. He's like one of the best true crime guys ever. And he mentioned some guy I've never heard of before who was like a cartoon character named M. There he is. This guy. Look at that face. Look at that face. 𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆. M. William Phelps. Okay. I can't. Oh, I can't. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, stop it. Look at him. Oh, he's real serious. He's a real serious guy. He's a real serious guy. This is a serious business podcast. Okay. Anyway, there he is. Okay. So this is what he tells me about the podcast, Valentinus. He hooks me up with Phelps and he goes, the podcast should be pretty damn big too. Phelps is traveling now, but after the 4th, he wants to come up from Connecticut and sit down with you for a day and just get most of what he's going to need from you story-wise for the podcast, and he'll get rocking on that. We're going to get rocking and rolling on the podcast. Okay. But he goes on to say, so Matt Phelps messages me. All right. And, we're in touch. I don't think I'd met him yet at this point. I'm not sure if I had. But he makes it clear, like I make it clear to this dude, like, bro, me, like Karen Reed being innocent is my brand. Like I cannot be part of anything that makes Karen, that I won't be part. I can't do it. Like it's like, why the fuck would I want to join a Karen Reed hit piece? Like why would I? And these guys made it very clear to me, both of them. You saw Phelps's shit. You saw Valentinus' shit. He's my manager. Okay. He is making it clear that he believes Karen Reed's innocent, and I'm doing a great job of exposing that. And 𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 question. Proctor testified that he didn't know Albert. And that's an emphatic lie, right? Yeah, of course it is. He goes, if she didn't Google search at 227, why are the two searches spelled different? I'm not following the Commonwealth's logic with this witness today. right? And then he sends this message on July 25th. Oh my God, he looks like he wants to jump over that railing and attack. This closing is brilliant. So if you got an email from somebody like this, don't you assume that this is, we're on the same page here as far as Kara Reed's innocent? Like he says that this closing is brilliant. Brian Albert looks like a psychopath. Okay, cool. And then he starts asking for shit. Okay. He sends me this request. Hey, because he wanted everything handed to him. Like everything. This guy did like no research on his own. Like everything had to be handed to this dude. Like every person he got on his pod, you're going to see, he asks me to hook me up with them. All right. So he goes, can you send me Lucky's interview with the feds? I see some posted excerpts online and was wondering if you had a copy of the entire thing. No. What? I don't have his meeting with the feds. You think that's public? When he spoke with the FBI? No, I don't have that. Okay. And then he sends this in the group chat with the 𝗃𝗄𝗄𝗃𝗃 and Valentinus. And he goes, this is the Brady letter to the attorneys. This shit is about to get very serious. The feds are closing the vice. I think that you don't send that letter out without a shitstorm coming. There's no reason to otherwise. So again, 𝗃𝗄𝗄𝗃𝗃 sounds fully on board, right? I mean, this is August now. 𝗃𝗄𝗄𝗃𝗃's like all free Karen Reed, all like, wow, the McAlberts are bloodthirsty killers and the feds are coming and holy shit. Wow. Telling me, give him hell in court. Okay. And these are things he's asking me for. He's like, I need police reports, affidavits from night of the morning after, any FBI reports, photos of you, the Free Karen Reed movement, photos of Karen that you took, videos from when you recorded Lindsay snapping, any audio you think would work for the podcast, especially if you have any exclusive audio of Karen, any audio of you being threatened. He asked me this. He's asked me, like, did you record Karen? Your conversations? No, because I'm not creepy. The fuck would I record Karen, dude? Chill, bro. Okay. And he's like, Aidan, I need pictures of you, Karen, an exclusive photo that no one else has seen would be ideal. What? What the fuck? For a podcast? And some of the Free Karen Reed people picketing at a courthouse, or you leading them on in a chant with the bullhorn. These would be pictures that you took, so we retain the rights. How could I have a picture of myself that I took? Can anyone explain that to me, Captain Dipshit? Like, how do I have a picture of me leading a chant if I took it? Selfie. Hey, check it out. Like, what? Why would I have that? Why would I? What? Look at all the shit he's asking me for here. You know, this is for the cover of the podcast. Valentinus can explain how important this is to controlling the rights. Okay. And so he's like asking me to do all this shit. Like, bro, all this stuff is, you can just go get this stuff. It's all out there. It's all public. Just research. Are you going to do any work? Are you going to do any work? And I'm like, I go, would you mind reminding me which materials you need to post? Like, what do you need? Police reports, affidavits. Okay. All this shit. Okay. And then he sends me a thing that says, this is after the Paul O'Keefe article comes out. Great job yesterday. Excellent stumping. Send me Paul O'Keefe's email and phone. And anyone, like, give me Paul O'Keefe's email and phone number. Like, I have Paul O'Keefe's email and phone number. What? And anyone else in the other side I can speak to. I'll get slammed if I don't ask them. If they decline, I can add it in the show. So like this makes it seem like he's on our side. He's like the other side that won't even speak to me. Like they're assholes, right? Like what indication is this guy giving me that this is going to be an anti-Karen Reed hit piece? Nothing, right? Like, of course, this gives me the impression of all that. And then there's the Sean of the golf thing, okay? And he sends me this, okay? He goes, what do you know about this? Do you know his source? And here's a crusty on the golf. A good one. It looks like our friendly bartender is at it again. Even though he has his own live stream as proof, he still wants to connect Karen Reed to me as the source about John O'Keefe's call to the CPD. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. John O'Keefe's call. See, these are the fucking rabbit holes this fucking idiot went down during this whole thing. He did his own investigations. I'm going to find out more shit. Nothing ever came of anything, by the way. Okay. The source who told me about John O'Keefe calling the CPD was the detective who answered and took the information from John. So he's speaking to someone in the Canton Police Department. That's what he's saying here. Does anyone believe that Sean was someone in the Canton Police was actively working with Krusty on the golf? Listen. John called the CPD in mid-March of 2021 and spoke directly to my source, Eddie Richards. My source has also given a lengthy interview to the investigating agents from the FBI. Oh my God. Sean's guy is speaking to the FBI. Like, bro, none of this is real. And so I just respond to him. And I go, bro, I had to let him know Santa's not real. I go, this is in August. I say, I'd take everything Sean has to say in stride. He makes shit up a lot. He's good with some stuff, but he's made a lot of bold predictions and guarantees that haven't been true. So again, look at the date on that. I've thought this for a long time, and I kept that shit to myself, didn't I? I did recommend Sean to him too, because he's like, do you have anyone in law enforcement that can speak with us? That's the best I can offer, is this guy Sean of the golf. Like, that's it. I don't have anyone in law enforcement because no cops want to talk about this. I got this guy, Sean of the golf. That's the best I got. And he was good when I interviewed him. He was good as far as like what was wrong. Humble Sean, like before Sean turned into like superstar Sean, you know, with his own show and this fucking intro song and shit like that. Like superstar Sean is not nearly as cool as the guy that I had on when I interviewed him, you know? So I go, I mean, that is a bold statement. Big. Yeah, it is. It's also not real. And then Phelps asks me for this. Does anyone have a copy of the 3,074 page federal report? Oh yeah, Phelps. I got that lying around. I have the completely confidential FBI report fucking handy. I keep it locked in the basement with Mello. I just keep it down there. Like, what? Okay, Phelps. Like, yeah, like this guy just wanted everything handed to him. He was the laziest person to fucking work with. The laziest. Anyway, he goes on to say, here we go. All right. He's quoting somebody who's quoting Sean of the golf too. I go, no, that's not public. He goes, is there any way we can get it? Someone has to leak it somewhere. Like, what the? This is what this guy thinks I have? Like, what? Huh? Okay. And then there's the jurors. So I interview a juror and I publish it. And he goes, ask that juror if I can record an interview for the podcast. All this guys and not use the name. And I think he got pissed about this because I think this is when it starts to turn. Because, you know, if you listen to his earlier intros, he's like, we are going to reveal stuff that's never been revealed before. And he thought that I was going to give him some like insanely. I gave him some shit. I gave him access. I gave him the juror. I think the juror is going to be on this podcast, and it's the first time you're going to hear the juror's voice. So I did give him exclusive shit that no one else has. I could have had the juror on my show and I gotten tons of views. Like that would have been big, but I gave it away, you know, because I'm a team player and I did my part in this. I lived up to my obligation on the contract and this guy did shit. And then this is when things started going bad. This is when I knew whoa, beep, beep, beep. What are we doing here? He sends me a Julie Carpenter tweet on 9/13 and goes, can you send me the link to the entire convo with Steve Scanlon? Okay. So Julie Carpenter's like, I have a tape of, and yeah, they do have that, a tape of me interviewing Steve Scanlon in which I basically proved that this dude knew about John's injuries before the autopsy results came out. Like I got him to admit that. So, you know, but it's the fact that he's sending me a Julie Carpenter, because Julie Carpenter is a crazy person on social media who just is obsessed with me and will absolutely clip this tomorrow and show little things on her Twitter account. She's a literal crazy person. And the fact that this guy's like, why is he looking at her Twitter? Like, what the fuck? This guy's like, something wrong with this guy. I go, to be clear, the video doesn't disprove anything. Scanlon was evasive with me, but he knew things that no one else could possibly know. He just didn't want to get his daughter in trouble. Could speak to you more on the phone about it. Totally get it. He goes, I just ran across that post. There are so many fucking wackos out there. This one here is like their leader. So Julie, who says nice things about Phelps now, loves Phelps. This is what he calls you, Julie Carpenter. Phelps on September 14th called you the leader of the fucking wackos. There are so many fucking wackos out there, and this one is like their leader. So there you go. So again, if you're reading that for me on September 14th, you're like, well, this guy thinks Julie Carpenter is a wacko. So we're good, right? That's good. You know, that because she is a wacko. So this is what Valentinus is saying, the manager during the time. And Valentinus, I have now signed a managerial agreement with that I want to get out of. And he's not returning my text messages. He's just ignoring me. So that's why I'm writing about this, because my manager is ignoring me. I have signed an agreement where he gets 15%. And I want to get out of it. And he won't call me back. I'm pretty sure this contract is not valid. I've had a couple attorneys look at it. And so I need help with this shit. I need to get out of this shit because I need this guy, as you're going to see, this is the worst manager ever as far as like not looking out for my interests at all. You're going to see some of these messages. So he goes, this is earlier on. He says, if you can start keeping the best stuff exclusive and limit your appearances to your own show and news stations, we can lock in the podcast. Basically, like give us to make the podcast more attractive. We want to have shit that's never been heard before. And I get that. I totally understand the business side of that. Okay. And he goes, this is good. I was able to reserve the podcast rights from the film TV deal because I have signed an agreement with Compelling Pictures and this guy gets 15% of it. And, you know, and that could be a lot of money with Compelling Pictures. And this motherfucker gets 15%. And Phelps is a producer, and so is Valentinus. This was not really made clear to me, right? What's this one being sent? Most entertainment lawyers who work on a percentage basis charge 5%. Yeah. Like, this is wild. Like, this guy, I got bamboozled. I need help to get out of this motherfucker. I don't know. I'm just a kid from Worcester. I don't really know. It's my first time fucking killing it and becoming a superstar. I don't really know what to do. So anyway, this is what he tells me. So this is what he tells me. So he's a producer and Valentinus is also a producer. So Valentinus, think about it on this podcast. He's a co-producer with Phelps. So he's making money off of me. Because let's be honest, they ain't making shit without me. No one's listening to this crappy podcast without me. Because I'm the guy. I'm the draw. I'm fucking Turtleboy, right? Like, let's be real about this. No one's gonna listen to this podcast if I'm not on it, right? We didn't know who the fuck this 𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗶𝘂𝗺 is without me, you know? So, but because he's part owner of it, and because he represents both of us now, what if we conflict, Phelps and I? Who's Valentinus going to side with here? Well, we find out. We find that out. So this is what Valentinus tells me. This is good for several reasons, like the podcast agreement. Number one, we control the story our way. Okay. We control the story our way. This is how my manager, who's supposed to look out for me and understands, he understands that the Free Karen Reed brand is very important. Okay. This podcast being a Free Karen Reed podcast is really important. He recognizes that because he says, we control the story our way on this podcast. We control the story our way, AKA we have editorial control. We get to control. This will not, he insisted this is not going to be a hit piece. Phelps, he's the best. He's going to get it. He totally gets it. Okay. Phelps, he's the man, you know? So he also says we get all the money, you know, the podcast will come out when we want and definitely faster than any documentary. So we'll be the first in the market that way. The podcast will sell our TV and film rights. And if no other doc or movie gets made, then what is most likely to happen is they will turn the podcast into a TV series. Many shows are now adaptations from podcasts, and with the network slow to buy, like seeing podcasts first. Okay. But the key part there is we control the story our way. And once you sit down with Phelps, he'll explain how much we can kill it on the podcast money. He told me that, like, bro, we're going to make like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, minimum, like average, like, you know, I would say no less than 100, you know, we're going to kill it on this. And this guy's got an IMDb. Like, you go to, like, you know, you share the shit. And I go over here and I'm like, okay, he's got a biography. I mean, looks impressive, you know, he's got a suit on, So, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, back to this. Where'd it go? All right. All right. And then on July 16th, I shared footage of me being arrested. Remember that? For the first time, I shared the footage of that. And he writes to me and says, hey, with the Stadies footage you have, can you limit what you put out there to the same few clips everywhere? For instance, while keeping most of it exclusive for our own docs, I know it's public footage, but most people still won't get it or see it. And we don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So he's like, the more we can keep exclusive, the more eyeballs and interest we can get down the road. Okay. And he makes it seem like I'm like thinking like, okay, well, if there's big money to be made off of this, then certainly we would. Yeah, I get it. Why we'd want to keep that stuff exclusive. But again, it's also a podcast. So what do you need body cam footage for? Like, what does that do for the podcast? I think that way, with all your intellectual property, once you put it public, you are losing leverage, eyeballs. That's the point. I go, I want this footage out there, but I'm Turtleboy. Like, I want this footage out there for the world to see. That's what I do. So do we. But the hungrier you make the public to see it, the more they want to see it is the point. And we can, and the bigger we can make it. If you can just hold on to a few weeks and months, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're not trying to censor you, but rather bring this to the market in the more sophisticated way. Right now, you're doing thousands. We are talking multi-millions and globally. Right now, it's news that is hot for a few days. Our goal is enshrining this in history and making it something remembered and rewatched 10, 20, 30 years from now. You have that opportunity here. So this is a guy that's like, really, my manager is like, we're going to fucking kill it, get all this shit. Like, it's going to be dope. It's going to be free count, read all this shit, I go, and so I send him a link to the sandpaper thing. And I go, this is the one I'm told a British company is taking a pro 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺 position. And this is what he says about so I send him, I find out that Sandpaper's working with Gretchen Voss. And I'm like, these guys are interviewing the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺s. And this is what he says about that. Super, thanks. I bet this does not age well for them. I go, can they not read the room? Popular support is overwhelmingly on Karen's side. If they cast her and me as the villains and the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺s as the protagonists, he goes, this may totally backfire on them. It only makes you look even better. We already know if they find the truth, they are fucked. And if they put out falsehoods, they are fucked. It's a lose-lose for them. So again, he's making it clear as my manager that he understands that it's good for business to have a pro Karen Reed take on shit. See what I'm saying? Like this is him confirming it once again, that taking a pro 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺 position is bad for business. That's my manager saying this shit. So we're on the same page, aren't we? And then he asks for people's contacts. So I give him Rita, Richie, and McDonough. Okay. Any other voices? Okay. This is 𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗄 now. Who do you think is a really good news source that I could interview? So you might have heard Ted Daniels on the podcasts. I get him Ted Daniels. I hook him up with Ted. I give him his whole email. Okay. And then he shares my fucking booking videos. Right? He sends them to me. And he goes, put this stuff in the Dropbox link I sent this morning. Awesome audio for the podcast. And then he sends me Jessica Machado. You know her? Can you send me her contact info? Bro, you see this fucking... Does he not see this thing right here? See this thing, 𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗄? That's mail, okay? You can hit that button and you can DM her yourself. Her DMs are open. You can just fucking hit that button and then you can message her yourself. Why do you need me to do it? He is fucking useless. He did no work for this shit. You know her? Can you say, sure. Yeah, I'll get you that one too. And then he's like, when you get a minute, can you dump all the police reports you have from the night of and the next morning? I'm watching everything. There's more going on now than during the trial. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Or you could do it. Or you could get all those. And then I send him this picture. I'm like, oh, that's a badass picture. You want that? But I don't own the picture. If you know who took the photo, can you ask permission? Sure. And they gave me permission. So another thing I did. And then he goes, can you set aside some time for the podcast and upload some of the requested documents and videos? So this is Valentinus now. So it's like, I see here, he's like, can you start getting some of this for Phelps? So I know Phelps is crying to Valentinus and being like, hey, can you tell him to get me some more stuff? Can you set aside some time for the podcast and upload some of the requested documents and video and audio recordings Phelps has requested today? Also, things like police reports, affidavits from the night of the morning after, any FBI reports from federal investigation, photos of you, the Free Karen Reed movement, Lindsay snapping, and audio. Like what? Phelps is putting in crazy hours. Doing what? So we can get these episodes out as quickly as possible. So the timely handoff of materials is crucial to make this podcast a success. He's relying on you. Oh, yes, he is. He is definitely relying on me and needs you to commit an hour or two a week. Is that it? To providing your thoughts and research. We need all this stuff. I go, I sent you Alan Jackson's 92-page affidavit. It's public. Okay. Voicemails, threats, audio, telling the story, any photos, Karen, you or someone else took. I go, and so this is Phelps now. I'm like, what about the YouTube shit? There's like a 2-hour rolling rally. A lot of my content's on YouTube. He's like, oh yeah, put them all in one email. I go, it might be easier for you to just go on my channel. All the videos are there in order, bro. Like, just go on my fucking YouTube channel and use whatever the fuck you want. It's all on there. And then he goes, but I don't know which ones are the most important. Only you know that. Yeah, so how about you fucking do something? Do me a solid and choose 5 you think I need to watch. Do me a solid, he says. Yeah, I'm doing you a lot of solids, pal. Okay. And he sends Carrie Ann. She's a really sharp lady on Twitter. He wanted me to get you in touch with him. I didn't do it and you can thank me later. Okay. August 5th. He sends me a thing where I go, I tweeted something out. I said, breaking news. Oh no, this is September 4th. No. Breaking news. Sources tell me that Jennifer McCabe told Karen Reed when Karen spoke with her that morning that Jen had called her sister Nicole to see if Jen had ever left Brian Albert's house. McCabe told Reed that she spoke with Nicole, who told her that John wasn't there. We now know that McCabe never called her sister until 6:07 when she was outside. This was an intentional lie meant to delay Karen Reed from going to 34 Fairview. He goes, please send that source my way. I go, the source is Karen Reed. Is she going to talk to me? I'm trying. Like, he wants me to feed him Karen Reed herself on a fucking silver platter. Yeah, let's just have the main character. What else? Is there anything else I can get to you today, Mr. Phelps? How about you call Karen Reed up and convince her to come on the fucking podcast? Why don't you do that? Oh my God. I go, did you interview Kevin from Yellow Cottage Tales? Yup, interesting guy. And I go, unserious is another way to describe him. Have you seen his SimCity recreation of how John died? What should I know about him? And he goes, yeah, we talked about his cartoon. I go, he's a joke and no one takes him seriously. I could give you hundreds of clips of him saying laughably untrue things, but if you can't figure that out on your own, I don't know what to tell you. I go, the second they get mad at me, Karen Reed becomes guilty. Lindsay, Kate, etc. He goes, this is what he says about Plevin. He's like the only person from the other side who will talk to me, and I need someone. So he can't get any. He's like, I'll settle for Plevin. Like, he'll have to do. Again, if you were talking to this guy, wouldn't you think this guy is fully on board with free Karen Reed, like taking the same position? Okay. And then I send him a fucking jar. I send him a link to a jar. I give them her contact information. Okay. Then I send him the other jar. And then he asks me, can you put me in touch with Jennifer Altman and Natalie? I go, Natalie, I can't give you her number because she's a witness. I'm not doing that. Like third party I don't need any of that shit. And I give him Altman's. She goes, I'd love to hear what she has to say. Well, luckily Tully flew there and you can hear him literally trying to kill himself in that audio. And then how about this email on September 20th? Did you get my email? Do you have a list of the Proctor texts? They are scattered online. This motherfucker, this lazy motherfucker wants me to put together a list of all of Proctor's text messages. I just have a fucking spare list. I'm going to go through trial testimony and write a fucking list of it. Or you can do it. Or you could fucking do something. Do you do anything? What do you do? What are you doing here, Phelpsy? What exactly are you doing? Besides talking to Plevin? I don't know. I go, yeah, I'm traveling, but I have to go through all testimony and transcribe them. Okay, I'll do that then. Again, if he's asking for Proctor's text messages, doesn't that give you the impression that this is going to be a favorable podcast to the Free Karen Reed movement? Okay. And then, okay, so the first one comes out and I share it. Okay. And he goes, edit that for me. It's episode 1 of 10 episodes dropping tonight. Okay. It's not part 1, episode 1. Serious shit. And this is Valentinus again. I spoke with Sandpaper. Good call. Going to talk with them more on Thursday. I think Netflix would be very interested in you. Also, Phelps is asking for more audio and video, and he needs like 20, 30 things a week if possible. He said you sent over 3 things, but he needs a lot more than that. It's like, so he's like crying to Valentinus again. Oh, he's not getting me enough stuff. Okay. You have the pod. So I finally signed the podcast agreement on August 20th, and I get 40% of all revenue, but there's like a thing in there that says like minus expenses. So I'm like, I asked Valentinus on the phone, I'm like, how are we going to, what if he just says like, oh, you got a hotel and I had this and that. The more he writes off his expenses, the less I get. Isn't that how it works? That could be scammed. And he's like, oh no, he wouldn't do that. Like, again, this is my manager who's supposed to be looking out for me. But the problem is he also represents Phelps, doesn't he? And the more Phelps makes, the more Valentinus makes. So this is a real fucking problem that he's not recognizing as a problem. This whole thing seems unethical. And this is why I need a lawyer to fucking send this guy, because this guy is a lawyer. He introduced himself as a lawyer. You know? This seems like a conflict. He insists it's not, but it seems like one to me. And he's like, will Karen do an interview for the podcast? I think she'd do that. Do you think she'd do that for you? Because Phelps has to officially ask her if she'd be on or not, so he can say he tried if she refuses. Tell her we can hold back her interview and not release it until after things like 2020 and Vanity Fair comes out if she needs, but it would be nice to have her on a podcast that is centered on you and how much you've done for her. Her dad also, again, thank fucking God Karen Reed didn't do anything with you fucking idiots. I mean, thank fucking God. Seriously. You have the nerve to ask Karen Reed to come on your podcast and you're doing a fucking hit piece on her? Fuck you. Fuck you. Coming from you, hopefully she'll be more open to it. Again, they need me. They need me. Because who the fuck are they? These guys would call Karen Reed up and just be like, who? M. William Phelps? Who the fuck is that? And what is up with your hair? Okay. Phelps is expecting at least a few questions answered by her. He's expecting it. He's expecting it. He's expecting Karen Reed to answer questions for him. We got to know by tomorrow as we're setting up episode schedule with advertisers, and we will get higher rates per episode if we can say that we have interviews with her. And then he sends me this thing to post in like September. Please cut and paste verbatim with no edits and post ASAP across all your social media and pin it to the top. The more downloads we get in the next 24 to 72 hours could put us in the top 10 before they release an episode. So the trailer comes out and he's like, share it. And he sends me the most boomer post ever. All hashtags. Everything's a fucking hashtag. When you do that, people can't read it. They're not words. It's like it's all blurred into one thing. There's no spaces between them. It's not 2012, bro. Hashtags are out. And then he sends me this on the 27th. We're not seeing your viewers watch the trailer in numbers that we anticipated yet. So it's blaming me. This is a big push time. If you could please do a short video of you telling them to listen to the trailer and subscribe, that would help. Also, pin the trailer announcements at the top of your pages and blog and talk about the trailer being released today. I am also thinking Phelps should zoom in onto your next live show and you guys talk about the trailer and launch date for 5 minutes. Let me know if this is doable. So again, if Phelps is like Mr. Big Bad world-renowned podcaster, he told me he was bigger than Rogan. Okay. If he's like this world famous podcaster who wrote all these fucking books, 45 leather bound books, New York Times, this and blah, 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 then why the fuck do you need me for to like, why do you need me to fucking share it? What do you need me for? Or you're that dependent on me, but you're Mr. fucking world famous podcaster. Shouldn't I be lucky to be associated with you? We're not seeing your viewers watch it enough. Okay. Maybe because it sucks. I go, yeah, I can do that later. And let's have him on the show tomorrow at the beginning. Sounds like a plan. Phelps can do that. When you have a moment, please email him a time and a Zoom link, whatever's possible. Okay. And he sends me, if you could do a Twitter like mine that is a little shorter and actually shows the trailer, okay, it could be a lot more effective. No one can see that now in the one you have pinned now. Okay. So basically it's just constantly like promote it more, do it more, like help us out more. Okay. I go, although as soon as people hear Plevin's voice on that thing, I'm afraid a lot of them are going to tune it out. Like Plevin's on the trailer. That's not good. Like Plevin, I don't think you understand, is a running joke around here. Like he's fucking Plevin. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like if you're not familiar with who Plevin is, you don't really get it. Like he's Plevin, bro. It's like it's Plevin. It's like no one's taking Plevin seriously. He's like funny. Like we're here to laugh. Like maybe is Rogie Rogue on there too? I don't know. Who else you got? Like who else? Like who? Like what? Oh, how about Kim Fair? Did you invite her on the pod? I don't know. He goes, Plevin, or for whatever reason, we're not seeing your audience make the jump to clicking on the trailer. If they click and leave that, it's better than no click. A sign of a loyal audience is that they can bring a good portion to a different mediums of entertainment. So we don't expect all your fans. We do expect hardcore portions to follow, which would translate to 40, 50,000 numbers in the podcast trailer. This will be a good test for TV producers to see what you can do. Think of yourself as the Pied Piper or the king of all media, but it's like seeing who in your YouTube and social media audience you can get to the podcast. If you have other methods you want to try, by all means, please do. Whatever works for you. But the first 72 hours are crucial. Okay? And we're mere 48, and most of the numbers are getting from Phelps' audience. And then he sends me this thing. Oh, we're up to 32nd. By the way, I look now, it's like not even in the top 100. It's like the hottest topic, the Kearney case. And this guy can't even crack the top 100. Are you fucking kidding me? So he goes, we just moved up to 25 in true crime with Phelps' audience checking out the trailer. So it's all Phelps is checking it. Yeah. If you can activate the rest of your audience to check the trailer out. So like everything is like Phelps is fucking awesome. Like this is all Phelps' audience reading this. How do I know this? By the way, I asked him on the phone, like, can I see the downloads? No, he won't show me. Like Valentinus won't show me. My manager, I'm getting paid 40% revenue, which comes and revenue is dependent on downloads. And he just won't show me the downloads. He won't show me. Won't show me. Not showing me anything. Just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. That's why I need a fucking lawyer to ream this motherfucker out. Because he's trying to fuck with me. And Valentinus, like, you've been following me, bro. I ain't the guy you could fuck with like that. It ain't fuck me. Like, I'm the other guy. So back to this. We moved up to the top 25 in true crime with Phelps' audience checking out the trailer. If you can activate the rest of your audience, we will move to the top 10 or even number 1. And then the algorithm sees that and millions more can see the trailer. This is why we are bugging you now. We are so close to having an amazing launch to number 1, possibly bigger than Joe Rogan status. As long as we don't half-ass this rollout for the trailer. Once you see the results, man, you will get it. We know how to work the podcast rating system. Just trust us, man. It's here for the taking. Okay. And so then I send him this. And I'm like, bro, I start noticing that Phelps is following like all these fucking the biggest ratchets. Like he follows 𝗫𝗄𝗃, like some slam pig named 𝗵𝗵𝗃 who wants to be in a sex cult, like fucking lunatic, right? Other people like following Crusty Panties, fucking Fake Victim, all of them. He follows them all. And I'm like, yeah, it's exactly. If they're so big, why are they begging me for help? You know? And I go, I shared it, but this shit is what worries me with Phelps. Why is he subscribing to a Twitter account that repeatedly calls me a rapist? What journalistic value does he get from reading that fucking garbage? A few people sent me that, and they're very concerned. And so he's my manager. So I come to my manager with concerns. And your manager should have your back, you know? And this is what my manager tells me. Don't be so sensitive and short-sighted. It's par for the course. It's a podcast, not a presidential campaign. Who are these people that are concerned? And what the hell are they concerned about? When you do true crime stuff, you interview all sides. But you're not interviewing sides. You're just following internet trolls. There is nothing to be gained from following some account that just repeatedly refers to me as a rapist. Like, why the fuck? What do you get out of that? When you do true crime stuff, you interview all sides. Cops, killers, victims, all sides, especially for podcasts. That's how it goes. You know how many mobsters I represent? What? And even they know people that hate them will be interviewed. You think, wait, mobsters? This guy's telling me he interviews mobsters and shit. What? And I searched for Valentine's today on YouTube. And this is all I could find. Okay. This has 13 views. This is last month. Okay. The Big Secret with Matt Valentinis on something called Tinfoil Hat. And that's him in the background wearing a Red Sox hat and a Red Sox. I don't even know what this is.
If you actually went through and saw how many people Laura Silsby worked for the Clintons, it is unbelievable. Here's how bad it is. Laura Silsby got convicted of child sex trafficking. Her lawyer represented her, got convicted of child sex trafficking. A guy that she worked with who went to jail in Haiti just got convicted again in Florida. I mean, it's so deep and nobody talks about it.
Yeah, that Haiti connection is really awful, and it's terrible. I think that's why we have Trump now, because Hillary Clinton was never going to get above 46%, even with everyone that loves her voting for her. So it was
okay. So that's the big manager right there. And anyway, back to this. So he's interviewed mobsters, I guess he says. You think Netflix or HBO is going to do any different? You know, come on, man. The difference here is we are working with you and sharing profits with you. Our goal is money, not an Oscar or Pulitzer. This is heavier on entertainment than journalism. And furthermore, you know Phelps will never say anything about you that is not true. Like, what? Do you worry he's going to call you a rapist? Yeah, at this point, yes. Seriously, man, relax. The Twitter world means nothing for the facts, but it does help build downloads. Downloads equals money. Our goal is to make a lot of fucking money and have an entertaining podcast that will include millions opinions from all sides. Tell your fan club to chill out. Again, he's supposed to be my manager. I'm coming to him. I know the entire podcast is literally fact checking me. Like, that's it. Okay. And you represent me. Like, I'm worried. You know what I mean? I'm concerned. And at no point is he like, oh, cool, I'll talk to Phelps about that and I'll smooth this over. He's just like, everything is your fault, Aidan. Like, you're calm down. Like, you're out of line. Shut up. It's just the people he writes about. He just had Little Miss Innocent released on Hulu. It did very well in Hulu, likely wants more. We're going to talk about that. It did very well. It was their third most watched show. Phelps made it with an English company. It could have been an even bigger because they wanted to make an episode look like the husband killed his wife for better ratings. Phelps told them to fuck off, and he never would do that to the husband, and he turned down bigger money and told the company that he won't work with them again. Stop right there. Let's talk about this Little Miss Innocent thing, because I didn't know shit about this. Okay, so there is a woman by the name of Caitlin Connolly. Have you guys ever heard of the Caitlin Connolly story? All right. So I guess Caitlin Connolly, when you Google her, it's this controversial case. A woman by the name Mary Yoder was killed, and Caitlin Connolly was charged with murdering her. There's a big free Caitlin Connolly movement. I don't know shit about this. She could be guilty as sin. I don't fucking know. Like, let me actually, there's a trailer for this. Do I have it? Actually, yeah, it's right here.
I got her a job with my parents. And if I hadn't done those things, my mother would still be alive.
For this to happen, I can't quite wrap my mind around it. It's hard. Sorry.
With all due respect to the justice system, I'm innocent.
I want to know, why am I here? And what broke? Why didn't they get the right person? I want to know that.
Now, again, I don't know anything about this story with this woman. I don't know. She could be guilty as fucking sin. I don't know shit. I think Mary Yoder was poisoned or something. I don't know. But there is a free Caitlin Connolly movement. It's obviously nothing like Karen Reed. And Phelps took the very aggressive, like he's very aggressive that Caitlin Connolly is guilty as sin. And this should have been a red flag. Like, sound familiar? Sound familiar? And so, again, Caitlin Connolly could be guilty. I don't know shit about it. But I think he's associating, he just sees a similarity between the two. And so that's why he's starting to do this whole Karen Reed's guilty thing. Right? So you see here, I found some interesting postings on here. Right? On this free Caitlin Connolly page, with me and Laura advocating for, Laura is the sister of the victim. The victim's sister believes Caitlin Connolly is innocent, and she believes the husband did it. Now, again, I don't know. I'm not saying that, but that's interesting. We have teamed up with Janine King, Mary Yoder's sister. I hope everyone will see the information we pulled together. The pictures of those reviews are from the book We Thought We Knew You by M. William Phelps. And then you go to his book reviews, and you're like, all these fucking 1-star reviews. These are his 45 leather-bound books. Rubbish. Like, okay, so like his book reviews are not going very well. Again, I haven't had time to look into any of this. She could be guilty of sin. I don't fucking know. Okay? I don't know. But then they have down here a pic of like he trolls the page. Like he tags the free Caitlin Connolly page and like dances on her grave whenever she loses. And then this guy shares a thing, goes, it's clear that this so-called award-winning journalist did not interview Caitlin Connolly because he dodged my question. That not to mention that some of Mary Yoder's family don't think she's guilty. And this is a message that he sent Phelps. Okay. And it says, how do you know Caitlin Connolly did this crime? Did you interview her? How can you make people believe she's a sociopath? He just says, read the book. Just read my book. Just pay money. Just buy the book. Read the book. I didn't make up the evidence. I didn't ask if you made up the evidence. What I'm saying is, did you interview her? She's a pathological liar. He just immediately, this guy thinks he's a fucking doctor. He did that with me too. He fact checked me. He's like, Jen McCabe is not a sociopath. How the fuck do you know? Fuck do you know? Are you a fucking doctor? I'm a doctor. You ain't a fucking doctor, Phelpsy. You know? You ain't a doctor like me. And Bill Yoder deleted this from his Facebook page when the murder broke investigation began. Okay, I don't know what that means, but do I have the one where the sister posts on here somewhere? But yeah, he basically just trolls this page and is like, yeah, fuck her, you know? And it's like, he called, like, here you go, fans. I'm doing one on the lovely poisonous sociopath, Katie Conley, the subject of my next book. We thought we knew you. Okay. What does this say? My interview. Oh, he's in. Oh, yeah, he's okay. Anyway, so that is clearly like, it just reminds me. It's like this guy, I think anytime he sees a movement of people that are like, oh, free this person, free the defendant, he automatically takes the position that the defendant is guilty because he wants to seem like the smartest one in the room. Read my book. I guarantee when this is all done, he's gonna be like, Kara Reed is a sociopath because I fucking said so, and I've done 100 cases. I mean, you listen to his podcast, and you're like, bro, this guy thinks he's fucking king shit of podcast. No one's fucking heard of this dude. I'd never heard of him before. Never heard of his podcast. And Valentinus didn't shop this around. Like, Valentinus didn't go as my manager and try to find a podcast that fit me best. Like, let's get you this guy. Like, this guy would be a good fit. What about this? No, he's, as you're going to see, he's just got a long-standing relationship with this dude. They're like butt buddies. It's fucking weird. Weird how much he worships this dude. He goes, he turned down bigger money and he won't work with them again. That's who Phelps is. All is good, man. And feel free to ask Phelps anything. He's not hiding anything, man. But I'm glad you asked, and I hope my answer makes you feel better. In the scores of programs and podcasts it's been involved with, you are the first to ask me that type of question. What? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's like an unfair question. And promoting the podcast should not be a burden or something you worry about. I wish you could see the future, how the more top heavy we are now on pushing it out at this very early stage translates to much higher chart ratings and more downloads and money. The more you can cover convert your listeners to listen to your podcast, the bigger the episode numbers will be. In the world of podcasts, the difference between 80th and first can be 20,000. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We got to keep pushing it. Okay. So then I have Phelps on the show. And we don't need to play it again. It's a disaster. I give him a softball question because I thought we were on the same page here. So do you think Karen Reed's innocent or guilty? I'm not going to answer that. And then he insults you all. And he says that you guys don't really know the case like he does. He knows the case. I don't think anybody really following this. Like, that was he fucked that interview. Like, again, the purpose of this interview was to promote the podcast, right? He fucked it up. Like, let's be honest. He fucked that up. I didn't do anything wrong. I have a huge audience. I'm trying to get you guys to listen to this shit. And this guy just comes across as arrogant and a fucking, like, you couldn't come across as a bigger pretentious douchebag than him, because that's what he is at his core. Disaster. And then this is what my manager says the next day. My manager. Reading through the comments, very rough on Phelps. I think he feels he got ambushed a little. So he's crying to Valentinus again. Turtleboy ambushed me with questions. Oh no. This was supposed to be a quick intro to the podcast. That's it. Did your audience expect Phelps to come out and say Karen didn't do it? Yeah. That is exactly what my audience expected, because they did not think, and you know this, Valentine, is through your other messages, that you know I wouldn't want to get involved in anything that was anti-Karen Reed. Okay? 3 weeks before first episode is released, while he is still talking to people, not realistic, man. We're on a team here, brother. Doesn't seem like much of a team. Phelps is not the court or taking sides. Oh, yes, he is. It's fine if they don't like him. They'll still listen anyway. I don't think they will, you fucking idiot. You don't know anything about anything because you guys aren't listening to it. That's the feedback I'm getting. And I can't sell you a pile of shit. I can't, I could try. You'd be like, I ain't listening to that shit. We're working together here, right? It's fine. Don't leave him hanging. This is not an adversarial thing. We're working together here. I mean, it was great television, though, but remember, we're on the same team here, man. We're going to continue to need your help promoting this. Again, the reason the podcast isn't doing well is because of Phelps. He sucks. Not because of me. I tried to promote it in spite of how much it sucked. You know, I'm like, download it anyway. I know it sucks, but just download it. Who cares? And this guy's like going out of his way to make it worse every fucking week. All right. We need your help promoting it, and trying to get Phelps to pass some litmus or loyalty test to appease a YouTube audience is not the way to do it. It's important to understand YouTube audiences are generally homogenous. Oh, he's a fucking expert on this. They're the hardcore fans. Bro. This thing goes next level by reaching the mainstream fans, which is far more split 50-50 believing Karen's innocent. This is what he fucking says. What? No. Again, this guy doesn't know it. Read the fucking room. Look at the public opinion goals. Go on Court TV or Law and Crime and look at the public opinion polls about this. It is 90-10 on a slow day. In sports, think of the difference as your YouTube show is like a Patriots game. What we're gunning for is a Super Bowl level event on national and international in 30 different languages. We're not trying to gain your crowd. We have them. I don't think you do. We want to get to the next level, huge crowd who we don't have yet. That's the goal, man. I appreciate you telling your audience this will be good, because it will. But they get so protective of you. Their first reaction is to see everything as a threat. Phelps is no threat, man. He's a pro's pro with a huge audience, but he needs me to promote it. Who knows exactly how to do this? Trust me, I just closed another season of one of his shows for big money. End of my rant. My goal here is to keep the fact focus on the big picture. I disagree about the 50-50 thing. Compare the views I get with anyone who tries doing the middle of the road thing on the McAlbert side. That doesn't sell. And you know that because you said that to me earlier. You literally said that about the sandpaper thing. Remember? He goes, I wouldn't pay too much attention to what people said, but I gave him a lot of setup questions. I was hoping he would dunk, and he muffed them. The difference is you're talking about interviews or articles, one-off pieces. Even a 90-minute doc can be fine, just taking one point of view. However, we're doing a 10-hour narrative that needs tension and conflict to keep engaged over 3 months. So it's not 50 on one side, 50 the other. It means the audience will be challenged and taken for an engaging trip through the facts. And we've all heard this podcast by now. That is not what this is. This is just misinformation, McAlbert propaganda. I don't even know where to begin. Listen to what he said about the 𝗺cie guys in the last one. It's like, he says that the 𝗺cie guys gave testimony favorable to the Commonwealth. That's what he said. Okay. I have some concerns with this podcast. I will share this one. but I'm not comfortable doing so. So the podcast was exactly what I was worried it would be. I said, biased against Karen Reed. For instance, he says Karen was the only one whose actions were sinister that morning. I go, bro, Jen McCabe Googled how long to die in cold. Doesn't get more sinister than that. He said everything Jenna McCabe did, he described her as attractive and fit when she looks like a skeleton and is literally missing teeth, okay, was understandable, and that there was nothing odd about her behavior. She told Karen that she called Nicole Albert and said John wasn't there in order to delay Karen going back there. He said, why wouldn't Jen quarterback it? His sister lives in the house. Yet she didn't tell any first responders she was outside her sister's house. I don't care. I don't care about the money. Me promoting this in this format, because I'll make money. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'll just fucking, bro, I'll kill it. Like, I'll be good. I don't need your fucking money. Me promoting this in this format is selling out. I'm going against everything I believe in and sharing McAlbert propaganda so Matt can get more downloads. And I sent him a screenshot of Rick Green's affidavit, not Rick Green's affidavit, of a court document talking about the Apple Health data. He also said that my claim that Jennifer McCabe was up all night has no evidence to back it up. Her Apple Health data shows her taking 24 steps at 350, and her heart rate explodes at that time, when it should be slowing down. So he's just lying and he's just lying. I never would have agreed to participate in any projects that suggested the McAlberts are innocent. It's getting rave reviews from trolls with profile pics of Karen in prison, though. I can't share or promote this. I don't want anything to do with this project moving forward. He goes, seriously? And so, again, this is my manager. He's supposed to represent me and my interests. Okay? So, by the way, that proves I'm like the opposite of the seller right there. He's supposed to represent my interests. But also at the same time, it's like my interests, I know how to make more money. I know how to make money a fuck of a lot better than you people. I know what sells. You clearly don't know what sells. The podcast is bombing because Phelps is retarded. Phelps doesn't know fucking shit about this case. He might have done other cases. He doesn't know shit about what the public wants to hear. Okay? And so instead of, being concerned about my concerns as my manager, he says the following. Seriously? You're being a little ridiculous, don't you think? Some Twitter trolls have a different opinion and you take your ball and go home. It's only episode 2, man. Yeah. Then each episode gets worse. I told you this podcast was going to talk with all sides and go back and forth for 10 episodes. I'm not seeing much back and forth. Your opinion and voice is all over this. Are you telling me you can't handle some objective criticism of your opinions? All I'm hearing is I say something and he fact checks me. Actually, that's not true. And the thing he fact checks me on doesn't turn out to be true. That's not criticism. That's just him lying. The podcast can't just parrot your views all the time. That would be boring as hell. I disagree. I fucking agree. That would not be boring as hell. A Turtleboy is the fucking man podcast would sell like fucking hotcakes. Because I don't want to brag, and I swear to God, I'm not that conceited, but look at how much I've blown up over the coverage of this story, man. People love it. Take a walk with me in public sometime. Come to the fucking TD Garden or fucking Gillette Stadium with me and walk around the fucking stadium and see how many people ask me to take a fucking picture with them, motherfucker. Yeah, trust me. A Turtleboy is awesome fucking view would fucking kill it. You fucking moron. Doesn't get it. Which is surprising because this guy's been following me for years. We don't need you to promote it, he says, because your audience was much smaller than we expected. Oh, much smaller. But we'd hate to lose you from the show, man. Oh, I ain't going nowhere because I still want my 40%, motherfucker. I did all the work. I'm associated with this shitty podcast. I'm going to get my 40%. Trust and believe that. Okay. This podcast could be a great platform to grow your audience and potentially break you into some networks. I know you're caught up in the Karen Reed right now, but that is over in a few months. I'm trying to get you to see beyond Karen Reed and the next few projects down the line. It feels like Karen has a spell on you, man. This is my manager who's supposed to be looking out for me and tells me that Karen has a spell on me. Bro. I want to work with you on a lot more stuff than just this. I ask you to maybe take a few days to reconsider. I also have a potential great ghostwriter for your book. Nah, I'm good with the book, man. I'll be hiring someone else for that. Karen is a spell me. You kidding me? Okay. I go, listen to part 2. And so I sent Phelps this message. I go, I listened to part 2. You said that you said it's speculation that 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗃 never left and that I can't know that for certain. Never went to bed. Jennifer McCabe's Apple Watch shows that she took 24 steps at 3:50. That's not speculation. It's a provable fact. He goes, that's a Rich Green document. We don't know if she was using the toilet or what she was doing. It's a guess. So we don't know if Jen McCabe was up all night. She could have just been taking a shit when she took those steps at 3:50 a.m. Notice how Jen McCabe gets the benefit of the doubt with everything with him, but not Karen Reed. Ooh, Karen Reed was her parents. He said that Karen Reed's parents conspired to lie about her being suicidal. I go, it's her Apple Health data. What are you talking about? I go, what is the contract? So I messaged Valentinus. I said, what does the contract specifically say that I get paid for with the podcast? I know you said 40%, but how do I know how much revenue has come in? So I read the contract over. I have some concerns. I thought you were looking out for my best interest. After reading the contract, it seems as if you're conflicted in this. And I'm not convinced you're looking out for the client's best interest as much as your other client, Matt Phelps. For one, I have no idea how much revenue is being raised from this. There's nothing in the contract that allows me to see how much has been made. So I'd have no idea what 40% is. It says that profits are defined as revenue minus Phelps' expenses, but his expenses are not defined. Okay, how do I know? Is it documented? Every dollar he lists as an expense is me making less money. It's something that I would expect my lawyer or manager to clarify. But the problem is that you're representing him and you're listed as a producer. If you, I also have a lot of concerns that you flippantly dismissed the other day when I brought them to your attention. You are my manager. You're supposed to look out for my best interest. When I told you I'm concerned about the direction of the podcast, you told me I'm under a spell from Karen. Do you understand how disrespectful that is? I have more I'd like to discuss as soon as possible. Okay. But I've lost trust and you're going to have to get it back. And he goes, I'll call you in a few minutes. But first of all, with the conflict, read your management agreement. It says no conflict of interest in entertainment managers. Agents and managers place clients in projects all the time where there are conflicts of interests. Projects would never get started. Lawyers are the ones who can't have a conflict of interest. As for getting you good deals, I got you great deals. 40% of the podcast and anywhere from approximately $200,000 to $500,000, depending on the project, and $400,000 to $800,000, depending on if 2 projects are made. Nobody. So this is the money he's saying I'm going to get. Nobody would have gotten you any more. I will always kick ass for my clients, whether you appreciate it or not. So you're ungrateful, Aidan. You're just ungrateful. You don't appreciate how much I'm kicking ass for you. You're kicking ass. I walked through this slowly and explained everything to you before and put it in all in contracts to read and sign before you can review everything. So it's one thing to say you don't like how the podcast is going, but it's another to say I did not get you a great deal. So once again, I come to his concerns, and not once does he ever say like, oh yeah, let me fix your concerns, Aidan. No, you're just wrong. Everything you're saying, Aidan, is just wrong. Oh, Okay. I send him Goat Boy's tweet that says, I couldn't finish it. It actually started to piss me off. He's making Jen seem credible. I go, I don't know if Phelps cares about listener feedback, but this is the consensus. Part 3 is the most ridiculous of them all so far. He's saying insane things. My issue is he never said anything like this around me or Meredith the many times we recorded. If he had, I would have challenged him. If the goal is to get downloads, it's getting horrible reviews, and people are saying that they're not going to waste time listening to it. This is anecdotal, but still. Compare that to the Vanity Fair article that just came out about Karen. That article is getting insanely good buzz, and I'm seeing it shared everywhere. That writer was as thorough as you can get. And the article that came out was completely sided towards Karen being innocent. That's what sells, bro. Hey, man. So he goes and talks to Phelps about it. He runs to Phelps. He never once goes to Phelps and is like, bro, you got to switch it up a little bit. Everything that needs to change comes from me. Phelps, he's Phelps' butt buddy. I swear to God, they're fucking. Hey, man, just spoke with Phelps. He tells me he's following what the evidence tells him. But I showed you how he's not. He sticks with that approach. He would never say she is guilty unless that is proven in court. And he came into this with an open mind, and he's telling it like he sees it from the evidence in the trial and his research and interviews. Like, what? The contract is what it is. You and I obviously don't want to go through this after every episode. Do you have any suggestions that would make you happy and resolve your grievances? Please let me know. And then he goes, Phelps says you're already. So I retweeted his. So when Phelps turned off his replies, I retweeted on November 1st. I'm like, this guy is such a coward and a fraud. Because he is. Anyone who turns off replies like that on everything so that no one can respond is a coward. And I feel fraud. I feel he's a fraud because he represented himself as pro Karen Reed. So he is a fraud as far as I'm concerned. Okay. And he goes, Phelps says you're already getting into personal attacks and he wants it to stop. He also says don't use fake accounts to attack him either. He is like, Phelps, he can't message me himself to say that. Oh, runs to, Aidan's being mean to me. He's personally attacking me by calling me a coward. Valentine, go fucking say something to Turtleboy. And he does. So I go to Valentinus with my concerns about Phelps. Does nothing. Valentinus, Phelps goes to Valentinus about me, and it's like, you need to stop, Aidan. Tattletale, what a pussy. I go, you could tell him I don't use fake accounts. I put my word on everything I say. You know, my word is my word. Okay? That's it. Up in here. My name is my name. You know what I mean? You can tell him I don't use fake Facebook accounts. And there's no personal attacks. He's being a sensitive little bitch. He goes, a coward and fraud is personal. Nah, it's professional. I go, we talked about this last night. It's not name calling. I think he's both of those things. I told you to keep it on the content. No personal attacks. I've had this conversation with him so many times. And I'm like, bro, that's not a personal attack. Okay. It's a professional criticism of him saying these things. Okay. It's also factual. I go, bro, he said Karen Reed pretended to be suicidal and had her dad make up that lie to have her sectioned. Do you understand how offensive that is to people who have struggled with suicidal thoughts? He's never misrepresented his position. Phelps can do no wrong in his eyes. I go, we talked about this last night, and you agreed with me, Valentinus, that I could call. We agreed. Stuff like that is okay. What we agreed was off limits was me saying that, like, oh, you're ugly, or you're a bad parent, or you're, you know what I mean? Something like that. We're not going there. And I wasn't going to go there. Like, that's a personal attack, and I'm not going to do that. Right? But as far as professionally, yeah, we have a right to do that. I go, that doesn't violate the contract. There's nothing in there that I can't say. It says I have to promote the podcast, and I did. I shared it as much as I could. People ain't clicking on it. That's exactly it. He is fucking frightened of Phelps, like frightened of him. He goes, and you said you'd match it with the content. You didn't do that. Match it with what content? This isn't working. So is the podcast still on? As long as you keep your comments and criticisms on the content. He found calling him a coward and a fraud a personal attack. And if you personally attack him again, there will be consequences. Consequences, huh, motherfucker? You want to fuck with me, Phelps? Consequences? You think I'm scared of your raggedy ass bitch? You understand who you got in bed with, motherfucker? Consequences? I'm not the guy you tell there will be consequences to. That sounds like a threat. Just be smart and reasonable. Consequences? Is that a threat? The problem is, I don't know what you mean by smart and reasonable. You're my lawyer and you wrote this contract, so I need to know exactly what the contract says I can and can't do. His feelings being hurt over my criticism is irrelevant. Dude, we discussed this. Keep the criticism on the content. Keep away from the personal attacks. And he goes, dude, now you're posting that he threatened you? Yeah, you told me there would be consequences. Not a good start. I go, I challenge you to read the comments on my stream right now and see what people are saying about this. Just don't make up bullshit, man. He never threatened you. I go, he said there would be consequences. That's a threat. No, not speaking your mind. If you personally attacked him, we've been over this. I go, I'm not arguing about this again. The difference between a personal attack and a criticism. And then he goes, correct that. Bitch, the fuck are you talking to, Valentine? Sit down, fat boy. You're not going to tell me correct that. Fuck off. You don't tell me what to correct. The fuck you think you're talking to? Please tell him to stop crying about my very light criticism of him because I'm in the middle of the stream. Stop the bullshit. You know what's cool and what's an asshole move. This is my manager. I'm in the middle of a stream. I'm tired of the excuses. You can choose to be civil or not. Saying the guy threatened you is a factual lie. Well, then he can sue me. Yes, he can. Good luck. So be it. You going to represent him there, Valentinus? I go, you keep texting me during a stream. I've told you that I'm live right now. I've stopped the show twice to call you and you won't answer. I'm in the middle of a call. Well, I'm in the middle of a show. Stop calling me then, he says. I'll be sleeping. We could talk Monday. And then he messages me before Monday. Call me if you're awake. Let me know if you want to try to salvage the agreement in a working relationship with Phelps, or if you prefer to continue to breach the contract and blow the whole thing up. Bitch, he has not yet explained how I'm breaching the contract. He just says I'm breaching it. Again, that's why I need a lawyer that actually cares about me and is actually looking out for my best interest to look over this fucking contract, because this guy represents douchebag McGee, and that's the problem. I have a solution. I think it will work out for both of you moving forward. So the solution, I told him, is very simple. Phelps needs to understand that I'm going to criticize him when he says stupid shit. That's it. That's the solution. He needs to shut the fuck up and deal with it. And I will still promote this crappy podcast, no matter how crappy it is, and get people to listen to it. And that's it. That's it. That's the fucking solution. I will continue to promote this piece of shit podcast, and I will criticize him in the process of doing so. That's it. That's all I can do. I can only be me. I can't pretend. I cannot lie to my followers. I can't share this and be like, bro, this shit's fucking really good. Everyone should listen to this. This is great shit. This guy's a really good podcaster. I can't do it. I'd rather fucking die. I'd rather get in that hole with Mello. Okay. I go, you ever talk to Phelps? Because the new podcast is shit and I'm going to rip it. It says I'm under Karen's manipulating direction. Does this guy really want to go there with me? He goes, yo, man, I'm out right now. All he told me is he found a lot of stuff that nobody knows, and it doesn't look good. So he just takes his word for it. Oh, Phelps. So this guy's been following the Karen Reed trial. Valentinus has. He knows Karen Reed's innocent. He reached out to me because of my coverage of the Karen Reed trial. But then Phelps tells him, oh, Phelps himself has discovered it all. He solved the fucking case. And he just trusts whatever Phelps says. I go, you never call me back. He's a fucking idiot and a pussy and a fraud. And I'm going to be much louder about it than I was before. I hope I don't hurt his precious feelings. Please don't send me any whiny text messages about laying off him or violating the contract. I've had several lawyers look at it over, and I'm not violating any of it. He's taking a shot at me, so the gloves are off. No worries. I believe he got his own lawyers if needed. They won't be needed. I'm sure they'll inform him how the First Amendment works. You and I have to talk through it, though. I want out of our manager agreement. Okay, I'll send you a letter stating that. And now he's ignoring me because he doesn't want to get out. He doesn't want to get rid of the golden goose. He knows he needs me. He's fucking shit without me. He knows how valuable I am. Okay. I go, including the compelling pictures deal. And I expect my 40% of the podcast. And he goes, no, whether you fire me or not, the deals I get my percentage. So I got a $5,000 check from Compelling Pictures paid me $5,000. Okay. And he gets 15%. So the check should be for $4,250. But it wasn't that. It was like, it was $65 less than that. And he goes, bank fees. Bank fees? You gave me the wrong wire info, remember? It bounced back a few times. I gave this guy, he asked for my routing number and bank account. I gave it to him. And he's supposed to wire it to me. He's like, did you get it? And I'm like, no. He goes, oh, it bounced back. Okay. Well, apparently he got charged $65 for that. And that came out of my end, not his end. I gave you the right routing number and bank account. That ain't my fucking problem, bro. You put in the wrong fucking number. I don't know what to tell you. And so I take whatever. Keep the $65. Okay. Anyway, this is my very polite letter to Matt Phelps telling him that, we're going to come on the show if you'd like to talk. I go, Phelps, I'm going to be doing a fair and balanced critique of the first 3 episodes of the podcast. I want to extend an invitation to you to come on and discuss it with me so that you have an opportunity to defend your position and your work. As you know, I feel misled by your intentions, and there are several pieces of misinformation you've reported. I understand you told Valentinus that there will be consequences for me expressing my opinions about it as it pertains to your work at the podcast. Not sure what you meant by that, but if you'd like to clarify on the show, you're more than welcome. Regardless of our disagreements, I believe that we both have a vested financial interest in this together to continue to promote the podcast, and that I think a debate between us would build some buzz. Let me know if you'd like a StreamYard link. So there's only one person in this relationship that is trying to, do what's in the best financial interest to both of us, and it ain't fucking Phelps. So then I go on Valentinus's Twitter, okay, and I discover that he has basically been promoting this guy for like the last decade. I don't know if this is the only podcaster he knows, but it's like these two are like butt buddies. He is in love with Phelps. Like he thinks Phelps is like the greatest fucking thing ever. That is how he promoted Phelps to me. Like the greatest fucking podcaster of all time. Okay. Check out his new book, Where Monsters Hide, on Kensington Books. Ooh. And then I noticed a lot of this bot shit. So I searched hashtag #WilliamPhelps because he loves using that. And look at this. All in the same day. Master of true crime. Hashtag true crime. And William Phelps spins 6 terrifying tales of murder and mayhem. Get it right now. Master of true crime. And William Phelps. Master of true crime. And William Phelps. Master of true crime. And William. What? Same thing here. Small town homicide. Big time madness. Small town homicide. Big time madness. Small time homicide. Big. Does he just have a bunch of bot accounts? I don't know what this is. Are these bots? What are these people? I don't know who they are. but they're all copying and pasting the exact same fucking thing in order to make it look like hashtag @William_Phelps is a lot fucking bigger than it is, isn't it? Spotlight on @William_Phelps. Hashtag @William_Phelps. Hashtag true crime. Looking forward to his new crime memoir. Look how much he's selling his book for. $199. Working on the Caitlin Connolly book. Innocent or wrongly convicted or guilty. Right. Okay. Again, Karen Reed is not your typical true crime. Because that usually like that is the position, is like, did they do it or didn't they do it? Karen Reed's it's like, well, obviously she didn't do it. Everybody knows that. You know? They go back, his tweets go back to 2013 with this dude. He's just constantly promoting it. Okay? And so I showed him these emails too. Like, I got so many emails from people, and I'm going to publish this all on the blog. People telling me Phelps is no good. Can't trust him. So I'll have a story published on this tomorrow. Okay? But just a wild fucking ride. Just a wild ride. Let me tell you. I got to take a leak real quick, and then we'll be back to finish this up. Hold on.
I know how the system works, okay? And I'm not saying that Turtle was infiltrated. I heard there's rumors that he's an informant. Listen, do I believe it? No. But I'm not going to take the risk. I'm not going to take the risk that Uri or Tully or say, give us McDonough, because let's face it, I'm the guy. I'm a former law enforcement guy. Trust me right now. There was something that was said a long time ago when I was coming up as a rookie. You can have Pablo Escobar, okay? You can go up.
All right. All right, guys. So, where'd I go? He's the guy. Let's face it. I'm the guy. All right. So, let me just read some whatchamacallits here. It's a long show. Turtle chats. Okay. All right. Dan sends $10, goes, fuck Phelps. I followed this case since day one. I only download this so you got some cash. I can't take anyone seriously who interviews the Yellow Cottage version as a serious person. Or, you know, Krusty on the Golf too. I guess he suddenly was inspired to do an interview with a revenge interview with 𝗵𝗆 again this week. So there's that. Again, I don't give a fuck what this guy says about me. He could trash me all he wants. Bring that shit on, motherfucker. The truth is the truth, and I got a much, much bigger audience than you will ever have, motherfucker. That's why you begged me to share your fucking shit, because you needed me much more than I fucking needed you. All right. Loudmouth sends $25, says, I quit watching Diddy on the Golf. Stop it, Diddy on the Golf. Did he say them ugly things on his show? He made Nurse Kim cry. He did make Nurse Kim cry. Fuck that. I'm going to stomp his Satan tail and dropkick his soul. She was good and fair to him. Yes, she was. I agree. Chelsea sends $10 and goes, Matty Phelps thinks his hair is abysmal. Whoever told him that looked good lied. The highlights in his hair are abysmal. Whoever told him that looked good lied. What an absolute dweeb. So sorry for their manipulative ways of getting you on board for their podcast, asking for an exclusive you and Karen. Captain Dipshit is right. You know how valuable that is? Like, what? There are so many people trying to attach themselves to you so they can benefit off of your hard work. It's pathetic. especially crusty on the Gulf. So true. Thank you, Chelsea. Boston Lisa sends $10 and goes, I love your shows. I believe Sean is and was having a mental boomer breakdown at first weeks ago. It's a sad situation. He will go down fast. I mean, I've never seen somebody destroy their own reputation so quickly as he had. So thank you. $20 from Christine and says the bodies are piling up on the mass asshole hole. Oh, the mass asshole hole. That's right. I started a mass grave tonight of assholes. We're going to fill that mass grave up, aren't we, guys? Just fucking throw them right in the mass grave. We used to have a Turtleboy graveyard back in the day, but we ran out of plots. We're just going to mass grave these motherfuckers from now on. Just throw them right in the mass grave. Get in the mass grave, Mello. Get in there. All right. Thank you. Courtney E's Smelly Breath sends $5 and goes, picture the breathing noises when Joe Warren and Julie Nagel knock boots. Yeah, Rogie Rogue is a bit of a breather there. I'm not going to lie. I watched. How could I not watch that? How could I not watch Rogie Rogue? A homeless person named Twisted Tragedy who literally lives in a fucking illegal immigrant or migrants, as they call them, a migrant hotel. And she's constantly posting about how much she doesn't like illegal immigrants. And it's just so funny because, like, yeah, of course you don't, because they take all the free government handouts and you want them all. Like, oh, she should take a crash course with the fake victim, because that girl, you know, she's a lying piece of shit in a lot of things, but she's really good at scamming the system, man. Like, she knows she lives nice for an unemployed piece of shit. Like, I got to be honest. She lives nice for an unemployed piece of shit. And Evicted Tragedy is living in a fucking migrant hotel. You know? I mean, seriously. Get in the mass grave. All right. So thank you very much for that. John sends $10 and goes, please don't go on that Wig Bomb JFK show. They are literally blog material. You blogged about them in October 18 because the co-host stole the Red Sox World Series ban off the truck on his way to the methadone clinic. Then that was him. He's one of the Malden meth puppets. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hold on. I knew I recognized that motherfucker. Oh my God. I wrote about him. Nobody else pointed this out? All right. The Malden meth puppets and friends are protesting and threatening to kill police after their junkie friend died in Medford police custody. A Malden police while high as shit after smashing windows. What? That's him, right? Oh, shit. The Malden meth puppets. Oh, where'd the video go? Oh, man. Wait, is JFK one of them? 𝗳𝗄𝗄𝗃? Holy shit. Hold on. There was another. This is a 2-part series. How about this one? The Malden meth puppets. Oh my God. This is, I knew I recognized that dude. So the Malden meth puppets holding the Red Sox AL East champions banner ransom that they probably stole for crack money are so Malden it hurts and can't stop milking their 15 minutes of mass holding. This is how I built my empire, off of stories like this. The Malden meth puppets. I forgot about these guys. And yeah, remember they got the AL East banner or something. It had gone missing, and then they had it. Look at, they got it there. So myself and a great friend found this on my way home from Boston on the highway. Does someone know something we don't? What are your thoughts? He's like watching himself on TV. I guess. I don't know. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is JFK. I wrote about him. I go, this guy listens to a rapper named JFK. So we went to his page to hear his boy JFK. And let me tell you something, DJ Bleached Asshole. I called him DJ Bleached Asshole. Oh, man, that's going to be awkward. Is that JFK? That's JFK. That's JFK, right? Oh, wait. Oh, you're muted? Oh, you guys, that's muted? Hold on. Let me see if here. You guys got to hear this. This is too good. Oh, man, hold on. Hold on. You guys got to hear this. This is JFK, right?
It's too late to cry now. That's right. You better move on.
Know what you need to do? Listen, man. Yo, Google where I'm at on your Google map. Know some still locked up, getting noodle fat. Big chest, big gut with that look on my face. This time, homie, I ain't beating this case. Conviction rate plus eviction rate. A daughter behind a landscape, I can't stand this place. A man in my face with childhood dreams repressing. Same time progressing. Success is a moment that you own, so own it. Gotta capitalize like the letter I, use a better I. From Boston to New York, you can't relax. Cause they stick up kids, it's still out to tax. I'm in the 𝗵𝗄𝗎₀ with the miles just about under 30. Out here still living dirty. I gotta keep my mind right, my grind right. Cause you never know, you could get locked tonight.
Okay.
They might shoot you down.
Putting that work into the fiends on the block, making fuel switch flames and get cake with
Okay. That's enough of that. Okay. So that's JFK. I did not realize what happened. Why do I hear something in the background? Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll still go on his show. I don't fuck it. I don't care. I had no idea I wrote about the Malden meth puppets. Oh my god. He's funny though. I like him. So you crowned them the Malden meth puppets. I'm sure you remember that Ted Daniel did an interview with them and they kept plugging the JFK mixtape during the Fox 25 interview. So these guys stole the fucking Red Sox banner. They found it and then they held it hostage and they got on TV and they plugged JFK's mixtape. That is the most Turtleboy story I've ever heard. And then here we are 6 years later. I want to go on their YouTube show. Like, what? We've come full circle. Holy shit. Plus, they've said some crude sexual things about Karen Reed and Higgins. What a bad look if you co-sign these Chicago Bulls flat brim grifters. I don't know. I should do a poll right now. I'll leave it up to the viewers. How about that? Let's do a poll. Okay. Should I go on with JFK? I just put it in the poll in the chat. What do the viewers say? All right. Bro, yes is killing it. 200 votes in, 84% yes. I think that's a plurality. I think that's a yes. I'll go. I don't give a fuck. It'd be funny. It'd be funny. I mean, I can't believe I'm going live with the Malden Meth Pub. I'm being a little presumptuous though. I haven't been invited. No, you can't take the blog down. The blog's funny. We'll have a good laugh over it. They don't care. What the fuck do they care about it, right? Did you guys know that? Did you guys know? I mean, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, we can all have a good laugh over it, you know? I never heard they never cried about it, right? I mean, isn't that kind of funny? That all you ever hear about from people, oh, Turtleboy's so mean. He's such an asshole. He'll write about you and ruin your life. I didn't ruin their life, right? I wrote about them. I called them the Malden Meth Puppets. Cracked jokes about them. What do I call them? 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗶𝗵. I don't know what I called them, right? They didn't cry about it, did they? I never heard a word from them. I never heard a word from these people. And now here we are 6 years later, and they like my stuff. So fuck off to all the people crying about there. Oh, he's such a bully on his blog. He read a blog about you and ruin your life. It didn't ruin the Malden Meth Puppets' life, did it? We're still homies. So there we go. Thank you. Billy Jackson's $10 goes, Doctor, here's $10 to buy a shovel to bury Ken Mello, Courtney Egan. Fuck Courtney Egan. She can get in that hole with Julie Nagel. Fuck herself. And any other hag you want buried. I love your tenacity. Thank you. Brian Johnson says $20. Is that the Brian Johnson says, Unc, you started this movement and you are fighting the good fight. Hang in there. Thank you, Free Karen Reed. The first guy to tell me to really look into the Karen Reed case. That's Brian. Thank you, sir. Former Duxbury cop, worked with the great John O'Keefe. PJ sends $10 and goes, KP debated JFK, claims. I know I already read this one. Okay, cool. Do we have any more? I'll reload the turtle chats and I'll read some cash apps here. Got a few to bang through. All right. We got Tracy sends $5 and goes, use hotspots because he has no Wi-Fi. Please do go on. What is the chat saying now? 84%. I'm going on. If I get invited. Thank you. Tracy sends $5 and goes, we paid for his false teeth. He is a fucking tool. Okay. Tracy sends $5 and goes, he streams from his car in Dunkin' Donut parking lots. But that's kind of what's funny about it, isn't it? He's a Malden Meth puppet. What did you expect? McWi-Fi. He's got the McWi-Fi. All right. And then we have Tracy sends $5. It says, ghetto mongrels. I have been saying this. Yeah, but it's funny, you know? Steven sends $25 and goes, Jen's smelly rot pocket, not her tooth. Okay. Thank you. Kristen sends $5 and goes, turtle chat. Okay. Christine. Sorry, Christine with the K. $10 from Verena and says, thank you for all you do. My pleasure, Verena. Thank you for joining my program and your turtle chat. It's graciously appreciated. $5 from Lisa Kraft that says, in my opinion, Phelps is Eddie, aka Sean of the Golf. Yeah, he might be. That might be the Eddie Richards. I don't know. Thank you. Christina sends $50. Thank you, Christina. Says, happy Thanksgiving, Unc. Western Mass Turtle Girl. Oh, Western Mass Turtle Girl. My homie. Oh, she's got a new last name. She got married. Congratulations to Western Mass Turtle Girl, one of my former bloggers. I used to have a whole bunch of bloggers, believe it or not. She's a great girl. Wicked fun. She's one of the best. One of the funniest. So I love her. She's great. Thank you, Christina. Okay. $18 from Off Grid Pause that says, I'm poor as fuck. Please tell me. Tyler is trying. Well, you're not that poor. I mean, $18 is it ain't nothing. So thank you very much. I don't know what you want me to tell you though. Tyler is trying. I don't know what he's trying. Thank you. Okay, cool. Let me just reload the turtle chats if anyone has one here. Resting Bitch Face sends $5 and goes, Unc, Have you met this so-called manager in real life? No, I haven't. Because he sucks Phelps' dick so hard. I'm starting to think he actually is Phelps. Scumbag. For what it's worth, I'd be your manager for free. I got you. P.S. How does Frankie feel about his baby living in a closet? I don't know. It's a good question. It's really not a baby anymore. It's like the closet toddler. You know what I mean? I mean, that baby can get out of that closet if you want, whenever it wants now, you know? No hashtag, free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy, free Frankie, and free the closet baby. We do need to free Frankie. That guy's a hostage, motherfucker. Frankie, I know you didn't mean that shit you said about me. I know you said it under duress. I don't take any of it personally. I get it. You're I've been there before, man. We're still buddies. You know what I mean? I didn't believe any of that shit. I see right through it. Thank you. Okay. $10 from Dan says, fuck Phelps. I've followed this case since day one. I only download this so you get, oh, I already read that. Thank you. Cool. All right, cool. So that's about it for the donos. Anybody else got anything to say? Long fucking show. Holy shit. Another 3.5 hour marathon. But again, getting through the whole Phelps story is wild. And again, I take like an hour to get started anyway, every time. Show's wild, but you guys don't go anywhere. I mean, we got, what's the audience at right now? It's like 4,500 people still watching. Holy shit. All right. Thank you, Lacey, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Played the JFK Karen Reads. This is again, I got to do more research on JFK. I can't believe I wrote about him before. And you promoted J, like, bro, fucking awesome. Awesome. I got to find the Ted Daniels interview with JFK. I have to find it. All right. I got a lot of JFK research to do. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go to sleep. I got to hit the hay. Bus stop live tomorrow. I love you fine people. We'll see you all on the sex cult on Thursday. I got court Thursday as well in Dedham, district court, fake victim, fake restraining order, bullshit, fake restraining order violation, real charge. But we're real trial coming up. So anyway, guys, peace, Turtle Riders. I love you so much, and keep up the great work. Peace.